You guys know what time it is. Get strapped in and ready for some good times. This is the Blowed Out Podcast.
All right, hell with it. What's going on, folks?
What up?
Here
How
we
y'all
are.
be? It's been a minute.
Yeah, it has been a minute.
Yeah. Fatty with the natty over there.
Your favorite fatty with a natty.
Favoritized.
Matty without a natty.
Yeah, over here. Podcasting in my pants. My podcasting pants. High hipping tonight. I decided I've been seeing that on
They're
the reels.
kind of a French
They're
club.
high hipping.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to plumb up.
You're not leaving lines?
No, I don't want
in
to.
your pantsuit.
I know. We were watching a show last Sunday, Miss Lady and I. We're sitting here Sunday afternoon watching a movie.
Yeah.
And it was rather disturbing that the dude that was on the show that we were watching, you could see a panty line through his slacks. I can't even remember what show we. Oh no, we were watching. That's a door.
Good Lord.
We were watching
Somebody
Perfect
at the damn door
Strangers.
again. Well, this is
All right, they're podcasting my pants.
fair enough because I still have to invite our guests or welcome our guests. Linnea. Close enough? Linnea.
Close enough.
That's what I said. And Bob.
Got that right.
Hey. Well, thank God I didn't screw that one up.
Spell it backwards. You still got
But
it.
all right, we gotta have to pause real quick for a second. Because of course this is a public studio for fuck's sake. Well, I need to get the LED sign, like the recording sign.
On air. Yeah.
Yeah.
On air.
Well, all right. Well, that's fair, everybody. Just in case just showed up, he's
Yeah.
just going to be a studio audience.
Yeah. Did
Because
you,
Linnea, I
Yes,
think I
sir.
got it right that time.
Linnea?
Yes, you did.
Will go ahead and let us
That's-
know what she is.
That's what a French
I'm
horse.
a female.
That's what.
Well,
Let's
you
get
know
that
that's
straight.
that's what a French horse does.
She's a she. her.
Linnea.
There you go.
Easy to remember that way.
Sheep too.
Yeah. Oh, I like the sheep. There, I like.
I'm sure you do.
We've been hanging out with
After those
Linnea.
pants, I'm worried.
and Bob, having
Oh,
a good
these
old
are-
time.
These
But-
are the most mellow podcast pants I have.
I believe it.
These are my public podcast pants.
But she also has a purpose.
I do.
Yep.
I do.
We
Yep.
agreed
I
to
do.
try and be serious for a minute.
Yeah, we're gonna kind of in and out on
Yeah.
it. You know, it's gonna be
We're
one of
still
those
going to talk shit.
little
but-
slow in, little slow out.
Linnea. Yeah,
Yeah. So
And she
You're
has
all-
a purpose.
I do.
well, that's the thing. She kind of she reached out to us a while back about a foundation you have. Is that right?
So I run a nonprofit.
Okay, a nonprofit. And we found out what it was, and for me in particularly, it does ring home to me a little bit. We'll get into it a little more, but why don't you go ahead and tell us the name of your nonprofit?
Let her rip.
So I'm a birth mother about 33 years, and I started this nonprofit called Life After Placement because I wanted to make people understand a little bit more of what adoption is and what a birth mother actually goes through and what it's like to reunify with your children and how that whole process goes, because really people have a misunderstanding of what a birth mother is. So that's kind of how I got involved with this nonprofit. And then I have this amazing man next to me who said, I'll allow you to do it.
Right? Yeah, her husband Bob.
Right.
Bob's. No, it's great. And I'll tell you what,
Amazing isn't the name she uses on me on normal.
No, yeah.
starts with an A.
That's only
yeah.
on days that don't end in Y.
Yeah, that's right. We're all there. We're all there
Yeah.
with you. We feel, bro, this is a safe space for
So
you.
I was caught completely off guard with amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
I get
Well,
that.
and when she said the amazing man sitting next to me, he looked at Justin.
Yeah, he looked over at Justin Case and was like,
Who the hell was he talking to?
okay. Well, apparently my wife is a cougar now.
It's from Jackie.
Yeah. So no, that's
awesome.
great. I'm thrilled to have you here with us tonight.
Absolutely.
Because I would love to hear my children's mother, I told you before the show, my children's mother was adopted, as well as her brother, because her parents could not conceive. And so I have seen it firsthand on both spectrums, because, and now, I told you we were going to wait for this, but so my kid's mother, when the day after she graduated high school at 18 years old, her birth mother unexpectedly showed up at their doorstep as they were moving from Salt Lake City, downtown Salt Lake City, to Draper.
Oh, wow.
And she showed up. Now, they had a church adoption through the church, which, according to the church, my knowledge, and I could be wrong, and
You're wrong.
And feel, yeah, that's fair.
I don't even know what that means. But okay.
Well, because the LDS
Well, I know
Church
that-
has a division that is a family
that
services.
helps facilitate.
Well, they
right?
do facilitate it. 100% they
Oh, really?
facilitate
Well,
it. Yeah.
in Utah, there for a long time, it was either the church or the state.
Yeah.
It was very seldom that there was a private adoption that ever happened. So the church was probably the number one, let
Yeah.
alone the state.
Well,
as far as
especially when it
adoption
was
agencies.
just Governor Young handing them out.
Literally.
Yeah.
And marrying them
Sadly.
off. Right.
Right.
So, and I know at the time, and maybe their policies have changed now, but I mean, you got to figure this was 48 years ago
Yep.
when she was born.
Mm-hmm.
But at the time, the church had a very strict stance on it, that the only person that could inquire as to the birth parents was the child. The
Yeah.
child, the birth parents could not go back to the church and go, I want to know where my child is, because they just said, no, you agreed 100% that this was not going to happen, and if your child came to us, we would go ahead and help them with that information. She had no idea, neither did her parents at the time. We don't know. And it's, her birth mother, I've met her birth mother, because we were married a year and a half after that at the time,
Yeah.
and a very hard thing for her to deal with.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about it. The circumstances behind adoption can be so vast and so huge, and the
Absolutely.
reasoning why a mother or a mother and a father, because it's not just a mother that's on hard times.
Yep.
It can be a mother and a father that are on hard times. It could be a mother and father that just are
too
not
young,
prepared
all
for it,
kinds
or
of
too young, or and it could be a mother. So I've seen it from those sides of things, where I look at it and it becomes very controversial when you start talking about abortion and everything else. And I go, you know what? There are so many people that, right?
Yes. I got jealous of your pants, so I was thinking, never mind. Keep going.
Nobody's going to stop you in this studio at all. But,
Here we go, putting on podcast bands.
yeah, it's such a hard thing, because, I don't feel like abortion is always the best option, because there are people out there that would love to have
Of course.
children.
The list
And
is vast.
And it's hard for the other side of things as the birth parent. I mean, the difficulty, I can imagine it and sympathize with it and go, this is one of the greatest things that you are giving somebody to better their lives and everything else, and how hard that's got to be. I can't even fathom that end of things.
No, most people can't. And, it's funny. People always ask me all the time when I do describe who I am, what I do for, a living now, and being a birth mother. And you can see the deer in the headlights look like, this is going to be a conversation I don't want to have with
yeah.
you. Like, you have to pick and choose those conversations. And a lot of people will say, well, I could never do that. And I said, well, I didn't think I could do it either. But mine was based on a date rape. He had gotten 2 other women pregnant, and there was a big custody thing that was going on.
Yeah.
So
Can I
by the time-
pause for a minute?
Sure.
So in this studio, we will never ask you to say something you are uncomfortable with.
Yeah.
If you, I don't expect you to. We don't expect you to. So
Aw,
don't
that's sweet.
don't feel like you need to elaborate on things that may
No, I think I'm
be
probably
hard. And I'm just prefacing
no,
that.
and I appreciate it.
So,
I appreciate it. But I'm so past that shyness about my story because I think it's really important for people to truly wrap their brain around the fact of what adoption is and having to make such a crucial decision, you know. And it wasn't that I didn't want to parent my child. It wasn't that I didn't want to be a part of her life on a daily basis. But I had to look at everything and really comprehend, you know, being an adult, because that throws you into adulthood really quick.
mm-hmm.
You know, it's one thing to have sex and you get married and you're thinking, oh, that's great and it's have fun because we all do it.
Yeah.
But
No, I haven't.
I'm sure
Not in a couple of years.
right?
But that's fair.
Listen, we're not going there. But
Right? That's fair.
He
But
hears that a lot,
I
dude.
know.
We're
I'm
not
sure.
going
My
there.
son tells me, and I don't want to know. He chases himself around the room. I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Also fair.
But the reality of it is that people need to understand it's not done out of selfishness. It's not because I didn't care.
Right.
It was the fact that the reality was his parents had more money. He did not care. He did not care. I mean, he couldn't even deal with the two other women that his parents were paying for DNA testing and this whole thing. And all I kept thinking is this is going to be my life. This is going to be this poor baby's life. And
Yeah.
I'm the oldest of 8 children. My family still is very LDS. So I'd already kind of burned that bridge. And I've already, you know, scarlet lettered myself by, you know, having to even coming out saying I'm pregnant. And then at that time, you know, date rape, it was like, well, what were you wearing to cause
Oh,
it?
yeah. Well, that's
You
how
know,
old were you? Sorry.
Yeah, I was 18.
Oh.
Still dumb.
Okay.
Stupid.
But also, I mean, not that changes much, but
you are
vastly
stupid.
different than 14.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
but also still
Stupid.
Yeah.
still a thing, and especially in that particular, you know, well, like you said, well, what were you? You know, did you
Yeah, well,
somehow
they victimize
invoke it
you
or right?
Oh, yeah.
and stigmatize you because of something that you had very little control over.
No, and
You know,
and the
I
thing
mean-
was, and I tell my husband the story. We talk about it all the time. There was so many moments that I still remember to this day after 33 years, and I remember saying no so many times. But we were both drunk. I mean, time flies when you're drunk, right? You're like, oh, it's 5 hours later, you know. So
Yeah.
the reality was, did I put myself in a bad position? Absolutely. You know, was a dumb choice? Yeah. You know, but I did
Yeah,
say
but at least
no.
it was mutual.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
to a point, yeah.
To a
well,
point.
To a
yeah,
point,
to
it
a point.
was-
To a
But
point.
at that point, you know, I've had this conversation with my mother fairly recently, and you know, I don't care what the situation is,
Mhm.
whether it's, you know, the situation you had,
Yeah.
or somebody's asking you to go to dinner, go to a concert, help you with something. If I say no, that's the end of the conversation.
No
Period.
means no mean no.
No
Should be,
means
absolutely.
no means no, and it disgusts me because we've probably all seen that clip of the Congresswoman AOC
Mhm.
that literally came out and said, "Well, you know, no doesn't always mean no," and that just makes me want to punch her clean in the face
Right?
as hard as I can, because where, you know, as of men, you know, for men, it's not the same thing per se in that respect.
Yeah.
You know, but there are times when people in men's lives are like, well, hey, you know, do you want to do this? No, I don't.
Yeah.
And it's, well, are you sure? You know, and they badger and you know, and it's just, and I have that conversation with a couple people, and I like say, look, if I come out and literally say no, that's it. It's over.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear another word out of you. Take it for what it is and either accept it or walk the hell away.
Yeah.
Because I'm done. I'm done at that point. If I say, well, I don't know. Okay. Then maybe give me a little more information. Something. Anyway, off topic. But
I think it's great. You only have one problem with AOC.
that's not the only problem.
Well played,
we
sir.
we try because
Squirrel.
it can get
Yeah. No. That
it can
was
get
fantastic.
very heated in here when we talk politics, and it's not because the fatty and I disagree. but we both get so passionate about what we are.
Right.
I mean, we've had nights in here till 3 or
definitely.
4 in the morning where it's just hooting and hollering at each other, just going, "What the hell are you talking about, dude? Are you kidding me? You can't even see this, But it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's not like he's a Democrat and I'm a Republican, because neither one of us would claim either one of those.
Why do I got to
parties.
be the Democrat?
Right. Right.
But
I think you should.
anyway,
Why do I
But-
got to be the Democrat?
yeah, because you're a fairy. And,
Well, it's true. There's probably a magnet on my car right now that says
Probably.
so.
It's not fairy, it's fluid.
yeah, right. He's fluid. He's not fairy. He's a fluid. He's got a fluid gender.
Yes, absolutely. I'm as fluid as they come. I'm more than 98% water.
Oh, I have been fluid I haven't had a solid poop for years, so it's just fluid.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm
Lots of
considering.
fluid.
Yeah,
Lots of
a lot,
fluid.
nothing but fluid. Right?
What I was gonna say though is like kids, 18.
Yeah.
Sorry, they're still kids, and we were all dumb shit 18-year-old kids. At
We
one
all are.
point.
We all are.
Yeah. So it's much easier to say that I get that. I agree absolutely that no means no.
Mm-hmm.
But tell that to a dumb kid that's got a Boone's Farm buzz going and goes, well, it's already hard. So
Yeah.
what do you mean no?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I'm not saying it's right by any means. I'm just saying that it's much easier on paper to shut that down than in reality.
absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
But
absolutely.
yeah. Anyway, off of that one, because we know that can be triggering for a lot of people.
Right.
We don't want to trigger anybody.
We
The
don't
Boone's
Because that's-
Farm.
yeah, the Boone's
Boone's
Farm.
Farm is triggering.
Bruh. It gives me the runs just talking about it.
My nipples just turned the color of Strawberry Hill.
Fair enough. But so I guess my question would be, as things progressed from that point,
Mhm.
and this was broached to you of these are the options, or you learned of these options or knew of them but had to face them head on. At that point, did you find yourself thinking, okay, I need to step out of myself and think about this child that is now growing in me and think of what is best for this child and not necessarily for me?
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's
why
a
we
hard,
have
and that's
Maddie.
it's hard for people to actually ask those kind of questions. So thanks. That's a good one. Yeah. In the beginning of it, there's the shock and awe. And the reality is, for every woman who deals with an unplanned pregnancy or unexpected pregnancy, our first thought is, I want it to go away.
Yeah.
So we do think about abortion because we want it to go away, because the reality is you guys can walk away, but we're having to carry this burden. We're having
Yes.
to carry this child that's
Right.
changing us. And my fear at that time was, well, shit, I gotta tell my family. I've got to tell my siblings.
Right.
Yeah.
Oldest of 8 kids. I mean, again,
Oh, yeah,
that
of
whole
course.
scarlet letter that I knew I was, and it's heavy. It's a heavy burden. to
Yeah, you're
carry.
going to be stigmatized
So I
now.
did. I went through I went through the whole abortion clinic. I went through the training of what they go through and what they don't through. And then they have the psychologist, and they kind of do this loud ass thing of, what to expect and what not to expect. And I just remember thinking, I want it gone. I want this
Yeah.
whole thing. 'Cause in my head, it was just like this whirlwind of, I don't want to do this. Don't want to do this. I'm not ready for any of this.
God even planned, I think.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
Prefaces or
Oh yeah.
It encompasses the same
Yeah.
thing,
So
just
much.
in a little
Planned, it's
different.
still
different-
whirlwind.
in a different way.
Absolutely.
And it wasn't that I went to him in the first part of it. I actually kind of kept that to myself, and I went to the abortion clinic, and I did it very quietly, and without making it a spiritual thing, because it kind of was at that moment. They give you the paper ground, and they kind of have someone come in, and they, you've got all this equipment around you, and I just remember being on the table, and then this voice in the back of my head just going, "What the fuck are you doing here? Like, what are you doing here?
Why are you doing
Why
this?
am I here? This is not." And it was just that, devil and angel type thing that,
Yeah.
the reality of that just became so clear.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like, well, shit, now I got to leave. And now I got to figure out what I'm going to do. And I did. I walked out with the paper gown and was throwing my shorts on and, walking out to the car thinking,
So-
well, now what?
So you were like, you didn't have anything on. Sorry. I
Under
gotta
the
throw-
gown.
Go on.
Under the gown. No.
But I think again, at
And it
that
was paper.
age-
That's fair.
So there you
it's I don't mean to
No, you need to make light
discount
of it.
your feelings with levity, but that's how a lot of things are here, and I understand it's no joke. None of it. Either side of it is no joke whatsoever.
No.
So don't anybody listening, don't get me wrong, because it's not. I feel for everything for it.
But at that
It's
age,
more of
anyone's
just trying to
gonna have
keep.
it,
We just want to keep things
Light.
a little lighter.
Yeah.
Not saying you're bringing things down. Don't get me wrong, but it's just one of those things. And
Buzz
and
Killington.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah, it was. You ruined my buzz, Dean.
yeah, right. But I can understand that. I mean, I can't empathize with it,
Mhm.
but definitely sympathize with it. To go,
It's hard for people to wrap their brain around, especially people who are dealing with infertility and fight that for so many
Yeah.
years. Because, especially nowadays, there's more people dealing with infertility than there are expected mothers even choosing adoption.
yeah,
So I totally get that. But that was not even a thought in my brain at that point in time. I just wanted it to go away.
yeah,
And then it was not too long after that I found out that I had a tumor. And so they thought, well, it's an ectopic pregnancy. And I'm like, God really does think, I don't deserve this. So this is going to go away by itself.
yeah.
And it didn't.
So at that point, there was a lot of stuff.
There was a lot of
going on.
praying.
Right.
I'll tell you what, there was a lot of praying. Like, I will go to church. Yeah, and it's weird how much you bargain with yourself and whatever religious belief you have, you do a lot of bargaining with not just yourself, with a higher power, whatever that may be to you.
Yeah.
And then it finally got to that point where, obviously she made it through the surgery and I thought, well, shit, now I got to be faced with this. So then having to go to his family, because he was living with his parents at the time. And no, they were not actually. And it was heart wrenching to watch what they were experiencing, and unbeknownst to me until towards the end of the conversation, because they couldn't get him to come home. Like, isn't that weird?
What do you mean?
Like, well, so when I went there, his parents,
But like
who are
literally just
you?
wouldn't physically come
No,
home.
he wouldn't. And they're like, who are you?
To face the music.
What's going to happen? And they called him and they said, well, we have this gal, she's here. She needs to talk to you. And there was this arguing that was going over the phone. I think they hung up on each other several times. And I remember sitting in the front room going, what the fuck am I doing?
Right.
Well,
And then, of course, I hear the story from his mother, and I hear about these two other women. And then I found out that his mom and his stepfather just lost a baby to SIDS, and she wasn't able to have any more children. So then I could feel all this compounding, like this whole thing, just the room just got bigger and bigger and bigger of, well, shit.
Right, with more elephants in it.
Literally,
Right.
literally. And it felt like it sucked the oxygen out of the room. And I just remember, just couldn't get out of there fast enough. And of course,
I'm sure.
I went to the agency, which was the LDS church at the time, and the state, and they bring these giant photo albums, and they have all these profiles of all these people that want to adopt. And remember and it's so funny how clarity comes to you after all the years, because those moments are so intense. And she said, try to find a couple that looks similar to you and what this baby might look like, so the baby could fit in. And I remember looking at this woman going, I'm walking out.
Yeah,
I'm done.
That's
But it really kind of was the
strange.
mentality, because
Oh, yeah.
they didn't want the child to feel like they were not given up on, which I hate that word too, by the way.
yeah.
Right, of
No,
course.
I agree.
Part of that makes sense.
Well,
I get that a lion, isn't. Yeah, it's absolutely weird. Like, I get that a lion isn't going to want to raise a giraffe
Right.
cub or whatever they're called, calf. But come on,
A
now.
grizzly bear doesn't want
I
to raise a
also,
polar bear.
yeah, I think Just in Time is right onto something with that, where
Yeah.
they're like, you're awfully olive skinned.
And well,
Maybe
and
look
that-
for something that is
what I didn't
know.
know at that time, which you're not wrong, is that there was called, and it still kind of exists, which I really hate. It's called the race-based fee. It's a fee that they charge depending on the
course there
race
is.
of the child. A fee. And if you were Caucasian, white, blue-eyed, or just white in general, then you're primo. And that was very.
Of course.
I was pregnant and I'm sitting here looking at this woman and she was very cold, very it means the whiter you are, the more expensive you are.
Well, you got to deal with
the
that.
blacker you are.
thing.
Have you not heard of? Have you not
so
heard of
gross.
white privilege?
That's
You need to educate him.
Well, no. As adults, of course, like we know that, but as a child, you don't know that.
No.
That's what I mean. That it's
Putting a
it's
price
gross.
tag on it. You're putting
Well,
a price tag on this. fucking
Yes,
kid.
based on your tone.
Well, and
Yeah.
but, I mean, imagine
It's
you as a
fucking
mother.
1700s again.
Yeah, but imagine going as a mother
it
going,
never stopped.
yeah, my
but-
kid's white. So what? There's a price on this kid's head? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh, yeah.
wild.
it is.
That is
It
wild.
is, and it does. Unfortunately, it's still. It's still.
Oh, it's still in practice.
out there. Still in
Yeah,
practice.
It's still there, and
Hey,
and I'm sure it's in every sort of
It's quiet.
adoption thing.
It's very quiet.
yeah. That's
You
so
know,
far under the rug.
is-
You don't.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
even think the
Yeah,
roaches know it's
nobody
there.
wants to have that conversation.
Yeah.
Nobody's talking about that.
Right? No.
So, and I'm kind of. Is there a thing where, if so, let's say you're an adoptive family, so you're going to adopt, like, so I know there's like state assistance and government assistance and stuff like that, right?
Mhm.
Like if you're in the,
Right.
is that a thing too? Like if I adopt
The state probably doesn't have a
somebody
color
with-
fee.
yeah, like
No,
like, I don't
no.
wanna say it because, like, if I adopt a black kid,
If you adopt out
like,
of
am I gonna
foster
get more
care,
money? Like, is that a thing?
if you adopt out of foster care, then no.
Yeah.
No.
Well, and it's
Really, the kids are desperate, and so's the foster care
Right.
system.
Well, and it's different when you're adopting at birth
Right? Then you are.
than you are, say, at a
Yeah.
foster or
Also, yeah.
something
Also
else.
private
Again,
agency
do people
compared to
adopt-
state agency or church agency. Like, I know that I'm pretty sure, I don't know because I've never looked, but I assume I could get on some sort of internet site and say, I want,
pick and choose?
yeah, I'm willing to pay $50,000 for a baby from Ghana just so I can have a baby
yeah.
rather
yeah.
than going through the state or
Oh
the
yeah,
church
Russia,
or-
China,
There's
Yeah.
the Ukraine,
I mean,
they all have them.
that's,
I don't know.
That's,
These are all assumptions.
Those are
You
all.
get what you get. Like, you're adopting a child.
Yeah.
You would think.
Those are all probably the darkest part of adoption. That is a whole nother, like that podcast
And
could
do
go on
people-
for
do
days.
People adopt for the money.
Out
You
of
know,
foster
like,
care,
so- yeah, like so do-
they don't get
do
paid
people
money if they adopt.
Yeah, no, they don't get. When you adopt as an adoptive,
There's no
as the
you don't get
adopter.
you don't get like a credit.
A stipend.
Yeah, if you adopt.
You're thinking just
No,
fostering.
no, you make more money as a foster parent
Than
as
you
you
do
do as an adopting parent. And
Which
once,
is also
if you
kinda
have a foster
gross.
child and you adopt your foster child, your state assistance ends.
Stop.
Right.
It's over. It's done. Yeah, and it should, because at that point you're going, I'm taking this child as my own.
Absolutely. However,
I will
sadly,
do
there are
everything
folks-
it takes.
No, that's good because that puts it on you now. Like,
Yeah.
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 But that's what
Yeah.
I say.
you have to
Sadly,
be a
there
parent
are
at this point. You're
there
not
are
getting-
folks who
Okay.
see that as a revenue stream.
Hmm.
Yeah,
We know one.
Oh, yeah,
that's-
we
that's
know.
what
Who
I-
go,
that's what
oh,
I'm
they'll
talking
pay me
about.
That's day
1400.
14 podcast.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there are folks, and we know at least one personally
Yeah.
that go, oh shit, I got a 6-bedroom house. They'll give me $1,400 a month per head,
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't got to do shit except put a roof over their head and feed them, and just enough bologna sandwiches or, a shitty ass piece of white bread, just enough so that they don't report me.
That's
Yeah.
but
And I'm
also,
bing,
some
I'm-
of those kids don't get that either. Then.
No, because
So, like,
technically
it's
then they
it's
just
a-
go
it's
back
a
into the
double-edged
system
sword, though. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
This guy's,
But-
they're
or
racking
age
up money,
out.
Anyway, we're
but
getting.
like that kid also has got a roof over his head.
Yeah.
Right.
and
But that's
it's
the
a
other
bologna
thing is-
sandwich. You know what I mean? Where before,
Right.
he didn't have either.
Yeah.
So it's like it's kind of fucked both
It is.
ways.
It's very. It's
Of
very.
course.
Yeah. Anyway, we're slightly off topic. It's
But,
okay.
and
We know we're gonna get there.
I know.
But to set
Old-timer
the
over
record
here.
straight, the church no longer does adoptions. So
Yeah.
Oh, really?
there was a lot of stuff that goes behind it. But then when I went from the church and then I went over to state or vice versa, they were just as cold. There was such a demeaning behavior towards you because
Because
you're a
of the
slut,
circumstances.
so you did something to cause this. So and the gal told me, our job is to give this child a better life, and your job is just to find a way to,
deal with it.
deal with
And-
it, move on.
Right.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, this is like a Lifetime nightmare movie, of you just wanting to go
Yeah.
away, and they're in it anyway. So long story short, it did make things complicated, and my mother really struggled with it because she couldn't fathom it. So her way of dealing with it was she told everybody, the neighbors and the church members, and not knowing, she broke a lot of trust within me, but a lot of other things. But she opened the black market of adoption by saying what she said to so many people. So I ended up with just those giant cases of mail that you see, there's just
Yeah.
big containers just full of profiles and all these people calling my house asking.
Oh, really?
They knew my phone number. The church does that. They have they know all your
Oh, yeah.
numbers. They have all your information.
Yeah.
So
Well,
they
and
were
you can-
calling, leaving messages. I had profiles all the time, and I just couldn't rationalize with her. And in her mind, she couldn't rationalize not just raising another baby, but she was wrestling with the idea of, how do I help her? And she just was emotionally constipated because she didn't know what to do.
Oh, yeah.
And so it really came down to, what do I need to do? So yes, I did come to that pivotal moment where I had to really look at my life very adult-like and see it in a futuristic way of, well, I've got to do this, and I've got to do this in the right way. And can I do this in the right way for her? Because at the time I found out it was a girl,
Right.
and I couldn't because I needed to finish school. I was already divorced and contending with a lot of financial debt, and I didn't know how to move forward without having that tribe of family that wasn't going to be there, because I was the oldest of 8. So these 7 little siblings at home looking at, how are they going to, they're already struggling to survive. And I'm just adding one more mouth to this whole family situation. So
Yeah.
I had to choose. It just was hard. And it wasn't until probably my 6th, almost going to my 7th month, that someone I knew had said, we know somebody that's been looking. They really struggled. They were just, college students and struggling with infertility. She at this time had lost 12 babies after about 6 or
that's
Good
7 months.
Lord.
Yeah.
And so I begrudgingly, and I say that because I had seen so many profiles, but this time I wanted to puke. Just was done.
Oh, I'm sure.
And I remember coming home from work, and I couldn't be home whenever my siblings were home, because somehow being pregnant would give the wrong impression that my parents were, condoning this
what
behavior.
was going on.
So I went back to school at night, and then I worked early in the morning. And then, so I had that midday before the kids came home from school. And I remember coming home and just sitting in a bath trying to relax. And I dumped the profile and everything on the floor by the bed, the tub, not the bed, but the pet tub side. And I just knew.
Mm.
It just hit me like a ton of bricks. And it took me actually a couple of days before I could even read their profile, because their picture fell out first. And I thought,
And that little thing just
It was
clicked and
just-
went
Right.
something about these folks, this
Everything
vibe.
just clicked.
I'm
Okay.
coming late. So you had a daughter and put her up for adoption.
I placed her for adoption. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. She chose. It was it's
Sorry, that terminology is old. Damn it, use the right, Monsieur. No.
Yeah.
yeah, right.
Uh,
Be
and-
woke, you mother trucker.
And she flipped you off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, fucking
Yeah.
hillbilly. No, it's,
No,
No,
because
but-
again,
well, also we haven't even said what the organization is.
I did quickly.
Yeah.
Life after placement.
Briefly. Life after placement.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
This is so Life After Placement is a nonprofit organization that I assume, because we've talked briefly, but
Yeah.
is an organization to help the not only mainly the birth mother,
Mhm.
because she's the one giving birth, that goes through so much more
Yeah.
than the husband. But if you are a couple, I would imagine
Mhm.
that they also probably have some information and some help for the fathers in that respect.
You know, I
Probably
got
not a lot,
I got
but-
a couple of birth moms that married the birth fathers. So they later on decided to get married. So there are some groups that it's really, really tough because mostly the men don't want to do those support groups.
No, I
They-
agree.
They don't want to talk about those things. Every once in a while, you know, I'll get one that, you know, will ask questions and they'll say things, but for the most
Drives
part,
a Prius.
we
Yeah.
usually, literally.
I'm teasing.
But it's been humbling. I mean, to watch so many people misunderstand birth mothers and the choice that they have to go through and the 9 months of carrying this child. I mean, your DNA, your blood, your
Right.
everything is all about, you know, bringing this child to life and then having to let
Yeah.
go and then trying to find a couple that you hope that will respect you just as much as give this child everything you couldn't,
Yeah.
you know, place,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, that's
Yeah.
what I say.
Something.
Sadly, yeah, we just dismiss it as
Well, they get
dumb shit.
You're
Or,
stupid.
the birth parent.
Dumbass went and spread your legs.
Yeah,
Go
the-
ahead
the
and
birth
go
mother-
coat hanger it. You know.
Yeah.
That's just the
Yeah.
sadly.
Well,
It is.
the
we
birth
just
mother.
dismiss
At
it.
some point, that kid could easily just be like, you know what? I want to go and meet my,
Of course.
and literally just dump you on the side of the street. You know, like
Right. That's what I
there's
say.
that
Is
chance of,
it's
like,
it's
I
so
wanna go and meet
dismissive.
my real mom, and
Mhm.
and then like they connect and like.
Well,
mom
and-
dad decided, or not decided, but like ended up doing really well, but like they were just young and dumb.
Yeah. But that's it's very.
We're all
easily
young and
dismissive.
We're all
At
young
some
and
point.
dumb.
You know what I mean? Though? Like,
Yes, you're
have
just
to
like,
have
"Pfft,
that- you have to have
dumbass."
that, like in your book of plays, that, like that could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially now. DNA
Yeah.
testing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and
Yeah.
and the thing is, and
That's
it
cool
and it
stuff
kills me, and
about
it's something that
the adoptive parents, man. Like,
Yeah.
that's-
Yeah.
Absolutely.
well, the thing that gets me is, you know, to look at it in the aspect and to kind of help relate. You know, you see like the Hallmark movies and that
Lifetime.
the Lifetime movies.
Lifetime
Yeah,
movies.
right? And so you have this struggling couple that's wrestling with infertility, and then they
Yeah,
find
and then
this
magically-
they find this young woman and everything, and then and so everything
the-
works out, and they adopt this child.
yeah. Cue the music.
Yeah, the thing
Tears
that
all
the thing that
around.
kills me, and like I say, because I am semi close to this,
Right.
if you watch those, the minute the birth is there, the birth mother is no longer there, and that's true to life.
You know, it's funny you said that. I watched this podcast of this adoptive mom and this birth mom, and they were kind of having this very polite, combative relationship of conversation in a podcast also. But they were kind of arguing because the reality of it is the adoptive parents usually will say anything because it's that desperate to
Yeah.
the birth mother to even consider, you know, them
Yeah,
to even choose. them as an adoptive couple. And the sad part is the birth mother carries all the cards up until the point that she relinquishes her rights.
Yeah.
And then the adoptive couple carries the cards now. And
Yeah.
so in the state of Utah, there's no, we hope for an open adoption, but there's no legalities
Obligation
in its kind of
to keep-
PACA
yeah.
agreement. But I mean, I wish we kind of had that in a lot of ways, but there's a lot of, open agreements that we would hope that they would apply to, you know, the respect to the birth mother and keeping that open.
Yeah.
And there's so many different things. I mean, when I met my husband, he had married and divorced, had kids from a previous marriage. I actually assumed, which, and I say that in a nice way, because I thought he would, him, this guy.
Yeah.
Big Bob.
I don't think that people realize it's kind of like being married into a gal or, you know, whatever your marriage. But it's like you have kids and you have stepkids.
Yeah.
And you have to accept the whole package. You can't just accept
Yeah, it's
the
not
one.
one and
Yeah.
done.
And so I
Right.
think that adoptive parents misunderstand that, and they just want this new baby. They want to raise it. They want it. It's like the clean state. You know, there's
Yeah.
there's no misunderstandings. I can raise this child the way I want. And it's not going to have any problems.
Yeah.
Right. You know, this child will live the way I think it should. We all as parents think we can do it all better than our parents.
Right.
Also,
you know.
Yeah.
sorry, I didn't mean to cut either of you off. Sorry, but
Shut up. You did too.
I did. Yeah,
You
fuck
did.
you. No, I mean, but
You fatty
But my
without an natty
kids-
right now.
I mean, you would know it by looking at my boy.
That was just here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Big
just here.
Dean.
Bad Dean. Yeah. Only one of them is biologically mine. Clearly, the black one is, but no, both of my kids, my teenagers, are not biologically mine, and I've been raising them since they were, tiny. My daughter was 6 months old. Now I forgot where I was going with that, but
Duh.
son of a bitch.
They're probably
So
It was.
here's the
It
thing
was
for me,
good.
and you mentioned this because
No, it's something
Bob
about
had
step parents and everything else.
There
yeah.
is. I
Well,
mean,
Bob's got kids from a prior marriage, right?
I
A
think
previous
so.
marriage.
I think so.
You
yeah.
think so?
Yeah.
That's fair. So for me, and I don't have any of the, I don't have any
Whistle.
children like that.
Yeah.
But I like to look at them as not stepchildren.
yeah.
They're bonus kids.
Yeah.
Because I look at it, now, because I have 5 daughters.
Mhm.
And I look at it and go, if I had
Jesus,
any
sorry.
others,
That's a lot.
you're telling me. But
Oh, he's got a whole
it's
ass
it's
I bet.
it's yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's a bonus.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure you care just as much for his children
Absolutely.
from a previous marriage as you do as your own.
I took it for
biological
granted because I was so open with my story, no matter who I talked to. I mean, before we'd even met, he knew my story.
Yeah.
And I was never shameful of it because I wouldn't allow anybody to demoralize something that was done out of such love.
Absolutely.
And dating was really weird because you could weed out the idiots real quick because this wasn't going to go away. This was a part of me. And if that person couldn't accept that part of me, then we're done. We're
Right.
done.
Yeah.
And it is. It's like accepting those as bonus kids. And I just don't. I think what I tell people all the time, the children are not meant to be an ownership. It's not an ownership. It's a gift.
No. Yeah, absolutely.
And your job as a parent is to be the best parent you can be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did
Wait a
you
minute.
did you want to redo that one?
No, I was saying, wait a minute. They're
He's gonna pause.
Not.
If you see the fatty
I've
with
been
an
doing
addy,
this all wrong.
if he
apparently.
takes his headphones off,
Mm-hmm.
it's about time for we pause for a commercial break. We don't have
We
any
don't have to.
commercials.
You
I
guys
love
can-
that.
you
I
guys
love
can
that.
keep going.
No, let's
No, this
let's
is
take a break.
I'm either gonna pee in my shoe,
Bingo.
or
Yeah,
I'm
then
gonna go
pause.
pee in y'all.
I don't
Keep
wanna see
talking.
the
Pause.
I'll watch you do that.
Pause. Pee in your shoe. Don't.
Here we go, Bob.
Yeah.
It's right next
Yeah.
to the power box, so it's probably
Right.
not a good idea.
Yeah. No. Let's
Yeah,
take a
we can take a
let's
pause.
take
Take
a
a short
pause
pause.
break
Break.
for a second, and
Yeah.
we'll come back in a minute. So everybody,
Just in time, said he has
Talk
a new
about-
thong in the truck.
yeah, talk amongst yourselves a little bit. Let's
Oh, that's
let's
true.
talk about
He didn't bring
the
his thong.
the 104% tariffs with Trump? You all can talk about that while we're not here because
No.
fuck you guys. We don't
No.
care. Piss right off. Go piss up a rope.
Yeah, we should. We could take a little.
Still sitting, man. If you gotta go pee,
Go.
pee.
Because he's got to push the button.
Yeah, dude.
Push the button. Push the button.
We got to time.
Come on, fat boy. Push the button.
Sons of bitches.
Rash?
Bob said, "Fuck it." He took a blue chew. We're still in. We're all good. He's like,
I'm here.
"Hey, we can keep on going." I took a boost and a blue chew. I'm gonna pew pew.
Yeah.
Hit this fucking woo right here.
Did he?
I've been hitting the woo-woos.
Did you get it? Oh, that was a deep one. I hate to be cliche and copycat, but you want to try that? It's just smelly salts.
Now I want to know.
Oh, you got to know. Don't go that deep.
Yeah.
For the
your
love
best-
of God.
So
Hey,
go right
listen.
here.
start about this far
No.
away.
If you go right here and then just do this. Just
Just let
kinda
it waft.
waft it
drugs,
into
it's
your
just
face
salt.
hole.
Yeah,
It's
it's
salt.
it's smelly salts.
It's like weightlifting.
That's
Did you
what I said.
pee in it?
No, I jizzed in it.
No, that's the ammonia part. Yeah. Don't go that deep.
Just waft it into your face
Yeah.
a little bit. Just kind of wave your hand.
Oh! Yeah.
Woo.
Got
Yeah,
your little
don't get it
piece.
in your eye nut.
It's like wasabi.
No, it's like, yeah. It's
Yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah, it clears you out.
you want to try it?
No.
He's like, you know what I'm gonna do
I'll
to you
try it.
later?
Yeah, he's like,
If I hit that,
he's
you know
like-
what I'm gonna do to you
He
later?
watches me and he's like, oh, I'm not
and
doing
it's
it.
like, Jesus, I already
Fuck.
took a blue chew. What the fuck would I hit? The last thing I need is cocaine.
Wait,
So
what?
that-
Where?
we have-
This stuff tastes like shit. Here, try it.
Yeah.
That's a
Ooh,
guy
this
thing.
milk tastes
Yeah,
bad.
I hate cocaine, but I love the way it
Who
smells.
was it? Who was it? It was Mike that had the whiskey. Was it whiskey?
The world's worst.
It was the
whiskey.
world's worst whiskey. And he's like drinking
Yeah.
it. He's God, this stuff sucks. You guys want some?
Yeah.
And they kept drinking it.
Was it Outlaws White Whiskey?
God,
Because that shit's
I don't
that
know
is
what it was.
fucking gasoline.
But you
There's a
guys still
company
drink
down in
it.
But it was
Midvale.
the most
Turpentine.
horrible shit you ever put in your mouth.
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah. There's a company, there's a distillery down in Midvale called
Yeah.
Outlaw.
Outlaw.
And
The white
they make what they
whiskey.
call a white whiskey,
Eh,
which is not aged.
God, it's
It is
worse.
straight out of the
Drink this.
still, and they call it whiskey, and it is fucking turpentine. It is so bad.
Right.
turpentine would have been good compared
Yeah.
to this crap.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know what it was. You guys ended up.
I don't mean to talk shit on Outlaw, but man, that white shit is garbage.
Yeah.
It's trash. They don't even have it anymore.
Yes, I drank it, but I mean, it's like McDonald's.
Of course I drank
I'm
it,
fat.
but-
Of course I'm gonna eat it. I didn't say I like it, but I'm still gonna eat it.
Because like whiskey's clear.
Yeah,
No,
until
whiskey
you
is not-
Whiskey's
mellow
not
it.
clear.
The shit that
Till you
comes
put
out
it
of the
in a-
still is clear.
Yeah,
Which
when
is
it comes out of the
moonshine.
when it comes out of the drip dick, and then you put it in a
In a
badass
barrel?
charred oak barrel.
That's what turns it brown.
Yeah.
That's called
Well, they just took it right out of the drip dick, and it tastes like Jake's butthole.
My dad is.
I want to know.
god-awful.
How do you know about Jake's butthole?
I just assume.
Okay, that's
He doesn't wear socks.
That's wrong. He's like,
Damn.
Did you get this? Did you get the?
Well, apparently we've taken the turn to
Yeah.
fun time.
Yeah, yeah. How do you think you were here?
It's actually kind of good.
How do
We
you
can do
think you
this
got
100
here?
more times also. So.
He fucked
we
your
love
mom.
it. We
as long
love
as you're
it.
having fun.
We love
That's
it.
all that matters.
We love it. I'd love to see all the comments after all this. What everybody says.
bet
about
Oh,
it.
yeah, it'd be great.
You'll have to tell me about it
Right?
because
Absolutely.
it'd be fun. But I missed it.
Yeah, we missed it.
He goes, my dad was a motherfucker. I says, yeah, how do you think you got here? He was fucking your mom. And I went, and so is Phil.
This son of a bitch.
And then I went, and then I looked at him and I said, I'll bet he's wrecking
Ah,
shit.
ooh.
That's
Oh,
funny.
he's slapping that bass.
Look at him. He's like, I hate all of you. I hate all of you.
Damn it, Michelle.
So, I told you,
Now,
this is
it's
my
bullshit
brother-in-law.
Yeah.
I know Phil, and I know it's the truth.
I'll bet he.
Knock at the bottom out of it.
I'll bet he
My
rolls.
kid says-
I'll bet he rolls in the bedroom.
I
be like-
married them.
Some of this McD.
And we've been friends for 15 years.
15?
At least. I don't
A
know.
few more than that.
But so he's been.
Ashley's been
so
taking
he's
it for
been-
longer than that.
taking them stabs, all these years about, that's what I'm going to tell your sister when I get home too. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck you. So they just bought a new trailer. And I said, well, because we're doing the hill climbs, X12 hill climbs.
You're not recording.
Yes, I am. Oh, all of this.
Okay, fair
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, X12 hill climbs coming up in 2.5 weeks.
enough. Absolutely. It's going to be
And
a riot.
and
Show
I
up.
said-
Love that.
And I said, you're going to want to put those. Oh, well, so his stepdad, I don't like to
I
call
said
him
it.
step anything.
Bonus
either, but-
dad.
Yeah, bonus dad
That's
is the bass player
Yeah.
in the band
Phil's a good
that's
dude.
going to be playing
Love
at the
Phil.
hill climbs.
Great guy.
Love that.
Yeah,
Yep.
you guys should come up. Be a riot.
Yeah.
It's in Plymouth.
My brother
It's not that far.
did one of the hill climbs.
45 minutes.
And
Widowmaker?
yeah,
50 miles out of
did.
here.
I mean, he did awesome.
Yeah.
Like he did awesome.
That's
Yeah.
what we've been doing for years. So, like I said, bonus dads.
That's what sold it at Tucker. When I mentioned, they're like, I don't know, man. I'm like, you ever heard of Widowmaker hill climb? He's like,
Well, yeah.
yeah. And I'm like, yeah, it's not that.
Right. But it's us.
Well, and just so you know, the Blowed Out podcast. Oh, yeah, that's a handsome dude. I like it. Nice podcast pants. Is that Bob? Oh, Bob's a handsome guy.
Look at that.
Me and Bob could
damn.
hang out. We Euro style in our.
yeah.
And the necklace, sexy bitch. I love that.
Oh yeah, he's got his Guido
He's-
chain on.
He's got it
Damn,
down.
that's what I forgot.
Your sexy
Yeah.
bitch.
I got my Guido chain.
But anyway, X12, come see it. We just put
Absolutely.
in yesterday. We
That'd
just
be
put
fun.
in a
That'll
return
be fun.
road.
His
It's-
bonus dad, his mom's husband, is the bass player in the band that's going to be playing at X12,
Love it.
and they're going to come up for the whole weekend and stay in his new big ass trailer because they got enough room for
The entire community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I said, well, you're going to want to put those stabilizer jacks down extra good in the back. So,
I love that.
your mom and Phil don't get to rocking that bitch. And he was like, that's my mom. And I was like, bro, you've been giving me this shit for at least 15 years about my sister. I think I got at least
I got
that
it.
one
I
coming.
got it.
Well,
And he
not
goes,
to mention.
no, I got a plan. I'm going to post up my daughter in the other bed because it's like it's a toy hauler. So it's got the garage. He's like, no, I'm going to post up Tay back there so they can't.
Yeah.
I
You
was
should
like,
make it
"Ah,
when you should
thought
make
about
it when they
this."
turn the blinds down. It's a picture of his mom.
Hey, I.
When they turn the blinds down, it's a picture of his mom.
Right.
Oh yeah. Well, I gotta give it. I gotta give it to Phil. Mama McT now.
Oh yeah.
She's
That's
an
awesome.
attractive lady. She's good looking, bro. She's only about 9 years older than me.
The look.
She graduated high school with my brother.
The look.
She
that could
looks
kill.
good. She looked good before too.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got a baby daddy here going on.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
yeah. So anyway,
Scrubs are hitting just right.
That was my daughter that just called me.
She's like,
not because we're live, but
Right.
but I
Ashley wants to know if you want to get picked up right now. And I was like, no.
Ashley wants to go to bed.
Yeah.
I will be Ubering home at this point.
The
Do
bonus
you know?
is I can always tell him if he really talks too much shit. The really bad part is these are two of my best friends in the whole wide world.
I love that.
One of them is married to my sister, and I wouldn't.
And the
change
other one's
it.
Justin.
And I wouldn't change that for the world. But if he really starts talking too much shit, we also work together now. But if he really wants to get fucking crazy and talk too much shit, I'll just be like, I'll go to the county and tell him I was never authorized to ordain your marriage in the first place.
Yeah, right. Please do.
Yeah.
Put
In
me
fact,
out of my
he gave me
misery.
$100 bill last time I told him. He said, fucking please do.
Pay up.
Yeah.
Pay up. You got to pay up.
She doesn't listen.
I love it.
Yeah. No, this is the levity.
I love it. Baby daddy in the house. I love
Yep.
it. Let's
Bob
do
nailed
this.
it.
Let's do this.
None of them
Top of
listen.
that, like my wife, his sister, took my daughter in full blown. Like that's her
I
daughter.
Oh, well done.
Oh, absolutely. That's because the rash is
The rash.
we here's the thing.
We have to
we
say that
we
because we
affectionately
have too
call her
many
Rashly because
Oh.
we have a male friend of ours, a good friend of ours.
Gashly.
His name is Ashley.
Oh.
So we have to differentiate
Gotcha.
because here's the thing. The male Ashley is just enough of a Bruce or Steve.
Gashly.
So we call him Gashly. Well, we don't want to call the female Ashley Gashly
No,
because
that
that puts a negative connotation to it.
Yeah, that's a death wish right there.
And as as sweet as she is, we don't want to think about that. What that could, the connotation gash could come to. So she's
yeah.
Rashly.
Absolutely. She'd be a good one to have on the next one.
Oh,
with all
that would
of
be
us.
awesome.
Yes,
that would be
'cause she's-
awesome.
YCC.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
works for
Absolutely.
YCC.
That's right. We
She's
had
an
that
advocate.
conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, and the size of the heart in that woman would not fit in this studio
Yeah.
because it
My
is
kid sister, she's a girl.
but
She can't come to
the
the
absolute
clubhouse.
sweetest the sweetest and amazing most caring woman,
Absolutely.
you know, and I know you are, but you know, not but
To fall into her hands and then to meet you guys too on top of it. It's
Right. But
Aw.
also just that line of work. Just
is
her average client load
And-
is 1,000.
well, and we talked
month.
about we talked about how you felt meeting with the agents that you did
Yeah.
within the church and within the state, and how cold you felt they were cold and everything else. And and don't get me wrong, I'm not discounting those feelings whatsoever, but just comparing that to Ash, you have to disconnect yourself just a little bit.
I think it's the same thing with doctors or anything that does
Absolutely.
it. You have to become
Yeah.
desensitized in order
Yeah.
to get.
Well, not
God, yeah.
not
Well, not-
desensitized, but you have to
You
take
have
a
to
step
be able,
back
right.
from
you
the
have to
from
do
the
that
emotion.
mental health separation to be able to process it.
Compartmentalize.
And I wish I
be
could do that more because that's
No, I don't disagree with you, but
Yeah.
that shows the caring and the depth of love for the people that you are helping to advocate for and
Absolutely.
everything along those lines, which makes you so good at that position, at that job, and I want to call it a job because it's not a job. If it's something you love, it's not a job.
something I love.
It's something you love, you know. So anyway, so we'll get back to that. So we'll move past a little bit of your situation
Okay.
and what brought you to this nonprofit in a way. But let's go to the things that the nonprofit does to benefit the biological mothers and or fathers,
Right.
you know, because there are fathers there that are involved, whether they walk away or not, they're still involved in some respect, and the ones that do happen to stay and have to make that hard choice as well.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's a thing that both people have to deal with, but for all intents and purposes right now, we'll focus on the mothers because there's a lot of shit dicks.
That's true.
There's a lot of shit dicks.
Yeah.
I will not.
Well, let's
you know.
let's go back a little bit. Let's go back a little bit further before we jump to that part because I think it's really important to understand the whole story. At least I feel from my perspective
Certainly.
of who I am and what I am.
Yeah.
But about the time that I had met Bob, and we were kind of dealing with our own infertility because it was about 12, 13 years. That I was struggling with the idea for infertility. And there was some things that we both had to kind of go through. And I really didn't want to have children. I wanted to, but I wasn't going to admit to it. I think
Okay.
he knew more than I did.
Is that because of the decision you had to make prior? And if you don't want to answer that,
No,
please
no,
don't.
it's a good,
You don't
no, it's a
have
good
to.
answer.
Just
no,
a question.
It's a good question, but it's a good answer to give you. I did have some issues. Just it's kind of a long story, but it was just waiting for so long, being on birth control and back and forth, and something that an ex-husband did, and so there was things that I had
fair.
to contend with. And
Okay.
as time goes, women always have issues, right? You know, you have the pap smears that we talked about earlier. You know, that's a whole thing. And the reality was, I just accepted the fact that I wasn't good enough. I had accepted the fact that I wasn't good enough to be a mother because I gave that away. And so there was this mental thing that I had tortured myself over for a lot of years of, well, you know, you gave that away, so you're not deserving of this.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, not that it wasn't true, but that was that mentality that I went. That's where I went.
Okay.
And at that time, that's, you know, when Bob came around, he's like, you know what, I think we can do this. And
Yeah.
I'm like, you're
Yeah.
stupid.
So because
One.
so Bob became a very big part of your support system
Big time.
emotionally
Yep.
to help you break through those barriers of
Oh, yeah.
I'm good enough and even though I had to do this at the time, I'm still a good mother. Because that's the conversation I've had with my children's mother is yes, you did, and I hate the term,
Yeah.
and I've always hated the term having to give up your child because it's not a give up. It's I'm giving it forward almost. I'm taking part of myself and trying to help two other people
Right.
get something that will you know, magnify their lives to that extent,
Right.
you know, and so I you know,
It
there's
was
so
short.
many things
It's
there
so much. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot to unpack there, but the reality was I just didn't think I was deserving. I really felt like that was
Okay.
condemning myself, but I didn't realize I was condemning myself. I just figured, well, I'm wearing the scarlet letter. I might as well just hang myself with it.
Okay.
And so, you know, after 2 failed marriages, because I wasn't willing to settle for a lot of reasons, and I had to really pick myself up from several, which we've all can relate to this, where we've hit rock bottom. You try to get yourself back up there, and I just found my person. And when he came around, he says, "I think we can do this." And I'm like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. Well,
It's
there's
another
a-
girlfandom on
Yeah.
the side because
Yeah.
it ain't
Well,
happening
and
with
that's
me, right?
and that's and
Right.
that's the thing. I'll relate that to, you know, you remember the show back, you know, in the 2000s of the show Friends,
Mhm.
Jennifer Aniston and Matthew Perry and all those guys. They had a line. They had a line in that show that Phoebe was the character's name, and I can't remember her name, but lobsters mate for life.
Yeah.
Period. That's it. You know. So that's what it's always been. Nice way to drop
that
your.
was me. Hey, it wasn't
Hey,
open.
wasn't open. That's fine.
Control your liquor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
So
Oh my God.
that's always what it was. Is you're my lobster.
And it was.
And that's great. And I can tell you, I can look at you two there, and Bob doesn't look like a broken man. You know, if you saw me, he's like,
I know,
"Yeah,
he's
look
like,
at that. He's got a smile on his face, and he's like,
Yeah, because
I'm gonna
he's
go
laughing
home.
because he's like, fuck
because
you,
I'm
broke
clueless.
I'm broke as shit.
No, I didn't say broke. I said
Oh,
broken.
sorry, broken.
There's a difference between
might
broke
not be
and broken.
broken.
You can be broke and not broken.
Well,
You know,
in
I'm
all fa-
poor, but I'm still
I was gonna
happy.
say, in all
I
fairness,
get to go home. It's like when Miss Lady's sitting here, right? I'm poor as shit, dude. I got no money. I'm a $10 over here.
What is it?
But when I got Miss Lady sitting here next to me, I look at it and go, I may be broke, but I get to see her
Yeah,
boobies
that's
later.
what I say. I have. I'm
So
lucky
Bob's
enough.
over there going, you know what's going to happen later tonight?
Not a goddamn thing.
Whatever, Bob. I
we
got a feeling it's.
We got you smelly salts and a blue chew. Come
Yeah,
on, man.
I'm gonna get you a blue chew.
So how did you guys meet? How did you find
Dean,
Biker Dean.
Biker Dean,
Biker Dean.
Biker Dean. And if you're listening, Biker Dean, quit.
Brandon
Love that man.
Jones?
Yeah,
No.
absolutely, great dude.
No, he used to work.
Great dude. But he
used to
needs
work
to
with the
stop
old
being
man
a
at
little
Questar.
girl and show up at the studio.
I love that
I know.
so much.
They're great.
Right?
Dean, you got the invitation.
Yeah. Get here. Quit being a little girly and get here. Huh?
Dean, yeah.
I want to know because like
Well, oh, yeah, he's going to show up in a limo.
The door's going to open up and all
Oh, no,
the
that's no
spotlights
shit.
will come
He
on.
came to- He came to Grandpa's funeral. So I'm at my grandpa's funeral. And, you know.
Well, it's because Grandpa was a man.
And I'm just chilling. And all of a sudden, here comes this black ass limo. Pulling
We
into
call
the
them-
ceme-
we
pulling
call
into the
them-
cemetery.
Those are family cars at a funeral.
funeral.
Oh, he's a fucking pimp. Yeah, he's a dirtbag hippie pimp. Yeah, so we're standing there, you know, and the thing's already on the, you know, the coffin's already on the like on
Casket. It's a
Sorry.
casket.
The casket.
Casket.
It's already on
Coffin
the
is for
thing that I
dirtbags.
don't like to walk on because you just saw the guys fall into the hole in the Philippines.
Dude, was that
And
not something?
I'm fat and I'm terrified that I'm just gonna that piece of plywood's just gonna come out from under my fat ass.
Hey,
gonna
some
happen.
of us had faith.
Oh yeah, well that's
Some of
great
us had
at
faith
140 pounds
when
soaking
you-
wet, but I'm not.
You're missing the point. Some of us knew.
that it
No.
needed to be doubled up plywood.
No. Some of us knew that when you carried their loved one, that you needed to be there and it wasn't going to happen. Because you carried mine.
Those poor suckers were like.
You carried mine.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
So,
and I will again.
Yeah. So I don't want to hear it.
But you know,
didn't. Yeah,
wanna
but
hear
you didn't.
I
call
love that
ahead.
because Dean has a really good story too. So that would be a really good conversation for all of us. So if he does bring his black limo,
He's not going to. He's a little girl.
Like I said,
he
we're
won't
standing
show
there
up.
at Ogden City Cemetery. And I'm like, I'm like, what the hell? Why the fuck is there a black Cadillac limo pulling into the cemetery? And the guy gets out,
they do
opens the
that.
back door, and Dean steps out. With this red ass ponytail braid thing, and he's like,
So,
and I look over and he's like, I see you. And then homeboy, mimosa. Oh, money shot. Oh, that's gonna be sticky. That's gonna be right on.
that's
that's
right.
what she said.
That's right
yeah,
where I
right
put
on
my
my
feet.
titty.
All right, I gotta. You keep going. I'm gonna step away for a minute. I gotta. The mimosas.
Apparently,
all over me.
you got to
Oh, it's
unstick
everywhere.
yourself.
I
there.
had premature mimosa on me.
Yeah,
Yes, you
you
do.
prematured half the bottle out.
I didn't. I failed to realize that
You were
I turned
excited.
it up and down. Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, he
Ask-
shook it like
Yeah.
it was
Talked about
over-
Dean, that's
like
all it
just
was.
Yeah.
orange
Between Dean and Miss Lady.
Yeah.
You know, Miss Lady will tell you, yeah, no, it's only a couple of minutes.
Homeboy got back out, opened the door, and he, like I said, he got out and looked at me, and I was like, "Oh shit, that's Dean." And he was like, you know, like, "I see you." I was like, "I see you too." And then homeboy opened the door back up. He got back in, and they just drove away. And I was like, "That's a pimp." He just showed up to a funeral in a limo. Got out in like a vest and shit. He like redid his dirty ponytail and shit. It was just like, yeah. And they just got back in and rolled out before it was over.
Oh my
And I
gosh,
was like,
that's funny.
you fucking. He's like, well, I'm hotboxing the limo, so I can't stay outside too long because all the smoke's inside.
I don't want to rat on him too much, but I had him come to a conference one time. The way you describe him, everybody's like, "Who's coming in for this?"
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, "Who is it?" I'm like, "That's my man."
He's great.
He's great.
We love you.
He's great. But we'll
Yeah.
go back to that. So that
Stop being a sissy girl and show up in the studio.
right.
Once in a
I've
while.
already asked him, so we'll work on him.
Right.
Oh, I'll
Right.
work him.
I'm sure
From
you
behind.
will, but
With
I'll
my
do the
podcast
front.
pants.
You do the back.
All right, we'll spit roast him.
Gotcha. He's never going to answer my call ever again.
only because he just, he envisions this just Greek god of a.
Oh, Christ.
Of a
At this
thing
point,
over
I'm
here.
going to get a text at about 4 a.m. and be like, bro. I'm like, shit.
You're in trouble.
Shouldn't have told you. Well, it'll pop up in this thing when I publish it.
Why is my nose dick in my mouth?
Oh, that's funny. I love
Yeah.
that. So yeah, Dean that's a whole nother story. We'll do that on another podcast. That's funny.
Yeah, absolutely.
But no, I mean, back to it was hard. It was really hard. And we really got lucky. We were able to have our son, who's now going to be 23 in July. Great kid. I mean, great kid.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
But it was such a sombering moment for me, because that reality, what people don't talk about, that I talk about, is what that's like, because motherhood after placing a child for adoption and then having a child for all the right reasons, for all the best intentions, was such a surreal thing.
Yeah.
And I was grieving my daughter while I was pregnant with my son. And it took me several therapists, I think, that every time I walked in and they just look at you cockeyed, like,
Yeah.
like what?
They all need therapists.
Well,
They all need
Yeah,
therapists.
right.
They
Well,
need
and-
therapists after seeing me.
Well, in all
And-
fairness,
and
I
for
think we all
people-
do. But
and for people out there, she says grieving. It's not grieving in the normal sense that that most people think in a generalized term of my
It's not-
child has passed away. It's still a loss, because
It was
you
called-
don't know.
Right.
You don't know at that point if you will ever know of that child.
Yeah.
And so it is. I mean,
Yeah, the
you're
uncertainty.
grieving that loss
We-
because you have to adjust to that
Yeah.
fact of
Well, we
this is what's happening.
there
But
was-
just so you know,
yeah.
I'm assuming
Yeah.
that your daughter
Mhm.
that you placed is still with us. Well, I mean, you know what I mean. Not
I haven't
not
killed her yet.
with
No.
us.
Keep handing her out.
That explains a lot.
right, but also
Dean was behind
rekindled,
that. No, just kidding.
but also rekindled, and
Okay,
you know,
so you
like
did.
You have a
So
relationship
we did.
now.
The hard part. So that's part of why I wanted to kind of reverse back, was when I had my son, why I was pregnant with my son, I didn't realize I was having all these emotions, and I didn't realize I was grieving this loss. It was called ambiguous loss, and it didn't make sense to me. And it was really hard pregnancy. It was really tough physically for me, and then you tax that with the emotional. So I really was a basket case, and luckily we have this.
and still is.
Still is.
I didn't.
Bob,
want to say it.
you are so screwed later.
So much for the show.
yeah.
You're not getting a show.
Yeah.
That's what he's hoping for.
You ruined it.
You're not going to get
I'll
to
get a
watch.
show.
Yeah, you're going to have to watch myself and Lene spit roast Dean later.
That's not the show he was hoping for.
That wasn't the show.
Right.
But it was just such a weird, surreal feeling. I think is one of those moments where, and it was such a beautiful thing that we were able to share, and it was something that I got to be a part of for all the right reasons.
Right.
And so that was very impactful for me, but I still had a lot of emotions I had to contend with. And in that process, I did have a semi-open adoption. So the agreement was that we'd stay in contact, and I talked to the adoptive mom 2 or 3 times, and we sent pictures every year for Christmas and birthday, but I never really talked to her. And there was a lot of stuff that I was blind to based on what they said and what they said they were going to do versus what
Yeah.
they did do. And it took me a lot of years to wrap my brain around that one too. I think he had more of a better idea about it than I wanted to grasp because it was too heartbreaking for me.
Yeah.
And then by the time my son was probably about 1, the adoptive couple says, "We're done. Come get her."
Really?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Became a teenager.
How old was she?
She was
14.
14.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We're done.
You know,
Well,
yeah, like
she
So
just became what every teenager turns into,
Of
as an
course.
asshole.
Absolutely.
And
tween angst.
right. And so, and I didn't know what really had happened. What did they say about me? What did they not say about me?
Yeah.
What were things? Because all I got was the adoptive mother side. And I can honestly say I still absolutely love her to the core of every part of me.
Well, absolutely.
And the hard part was that reality of you're giving up on her. And so that came back. That really set me back emotionally. And then come to find out there was all these, and that's a lot of unpacking, but for the most part, it was just trying to survive all this. And then by the time she was about 15, they said, nope, we're done.
Wow.
And I said, well, this is not Walmart. You can't take it back.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I will take her for the weekend and give you guys both a break.
Right.
And maybe she'll kind of see things from a different perspective. And I think this was going to help her to see who I was. Because we did meet. It was, oh, I'll tell you what, I sweat so bad that day. And then I cried all the way home. I don't think I've ever cried and sweat so much in my life that day when I met her.
I'll never let him see you sweat.
And well,
The only time I did was when I was in jail. But
it was,
Fucking 14 hours, maybe.
no, it was 3.5.
3.5.
Hey, it only takes me about 15 minutes to get him to give in before I take advantage of him.
That sounds like a new story.
Oh, it's
Yeah, that's
it's not even. It's not a
Talk
story.
about
It's a novel.
unpacking. That's a whole different unpack. So
Okay, so my question is this: you as you're speaking of what the adoptive parents are telling you
Right.
and how you're feeling, at what point in her life did she know? Did they tell her that she was adopted? Just out of curiosity,
Or
sheer
did they before
curiosity.
that?
She knew from day one. I mean,
Okay.
she knew who I was. I mean, they kind of had to explain the gifts at some point because, that was kind of the agreement. I don't think that they told her the whole truth and the whole story. I think they elaborated it and they've let her run with her own imagination, which most adoptees usually do. Like, my mom's waiting for me. She's rich and she's just
There, yeah.
waiting for me.
I can see that.
And,
Okay, now
and the same thing with the birth father. They
Okay.
have these unrealistic imaginations of who we are. And the weird part is they never really fixed that. Does that make sense? Like, never said, look, she's not rich. She's poor as shit.
Yeah.
Like, just, I
Well,
mean, none of it.
and I can understand that. So from my background, which
You're
we've
right.
talked about, so my children's mother, like I say, at 18 years old, she showed up the day after she graduated high school,
Mhm.
and thankfully, her parents, she wasn't right there, but she showed up to the front door. Her parents answered the door. She told them what was going on. Her parents said, okay, let's take down your information.
Yeah.
I mean, we know who you are,
Right.
but let's get your contact information, and then please let us broach the conversation to her so it's not a shock. And then we will let her decide what she wants to do. And at that time, she said, well, I mean, at 18, you go, well, these are the people that are raising me. I don't want to disrespect them, so on and so forth, but she did, shortly thereafter go, okay,
Yeah.
let's just have a discussion and go from there,
Right.
But on the other side, her father, her birth father, she still does not do it to this day.
Yeah.
She has contact with a half brother you know, and he's a very good kid. He's, you know, and I say kid, he's well into his, you know, late 20s at this point, but in fact, probably 30s. I don't know, but good kid. But she has spoke to her birth mother and asked about her birth father. And I have a hard time with it because she's like, I kind of want to know who he is. She doesn't even know his name. She knows some generalizations, but that's from a mother's point of view.
Yeah.
You know, where she's like, well, here's the thing. At the time, not a great dude.
Yeah.
And I know he has other children. And I don't necessarily want to give you his information. Yeah, because I don't know what's going to transpire from there, and I don't want to be responsible. And she said it to me. She goes, I know he has other children, you know, whether or not it's in the same situation or stepchildren, whatever the case may be. But she says, I do not want to go upset the dynamic of another family in case they don't know.
Yeah.
You know, so
That happens more often than not.
yeah.
Very
And
much,
so,
very
Oh, I'm sure.
you know, and so it's just, you know, and the thing is it's, you know, it's a weird deal. And I always had to try and, you know, I'm looking at it from an outsider
Right.
and go, I don't know this situation. I can sympathize, but I can't empathize. So you just have to go, whatever you think is best. I'll support you and everything else. But now she also has a brother that was adopted to the same, you know, I mean, she has no blood whatsoever. Huh? Yeah. Yeah. And same thing, church adoption, you know, but you know, my kid's mom looks just like her dad, you know, her adopted father.
Right.
Red hair, pale skin, lots of freckles, everything else. Whereas her brother, very dark skinned, very large, different noses. Oh, bro, he's got you by at least 100 lbs.
Look
Bro.
at you being skinny.
Yeah, but on that respect,
I did feel pretty good. This
I know.
morning.
I saw it. I saw the sparkle. I saw that sparkle.
Yeah.
he's
Hello,
he's
Gliver.
been different. He's been different the whole time, and you know he has some Native American characteristics. We don't know.
Right.
He refuses to take a DNA test, you know, or you know the 23andMe. He says, I don't want to know.
Yeah.
I don't want to know. I have my problems with my father because their adopted mother, she passed away in the early 2000s unexpectedly. You know, that being what it is, but you know, he just came out and said, I don't know that I want to know. I don't. She hit the salt. Ooh, that'll get you.
That opens it up everything.
Boy, I'll tell you. Oh, come on, Bob.
Listen, if you have plugged up sinuses, that will work. No, I and you know what's funny is there's studies that actually show that more women in particular who've been adopted have more of an interest because there's that motherly bond that they have. And men are less likely to really explore that part of their life. And usually it's someone behind them kind of pushing that a lot of times.
Of course, because
Than it is for the women.
Right.
It's very much a very it's a dynamic of mother-daughter type thing. And they
Right.
want to know because when she starts having children, that reality of, oh, wait, you know, what about my mother?
Right.
What was this like?
Yeah.
And the dads are like, you know.
Well, yeah,
we're
we'll
dumbasses.
figure it out as we go.
Right, right.
we're-
We'll figure it
We're
out.
just
Yeah.
dumbasses. We don't give a shit. Like,
You said it. I didn't.
no, I know. But
I'll
also,
embrace
you know, the weird
it.
thing, and I
100% true.
that's
Yeah.
also, I think, why I brought up earlier about mine not being mine,
Right.
you know, biologically, is there's a lot of things you don't think about
Yeah.
for down the road,
Mhm.
like taking them to the damn doctor. And they're like, well, do they have a history of this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A family
Oh,
history
I-
of this? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I
there's
dealt
so
with that
many
for
variables.
22 years.
Well, and that was,
Right.
You
and
know?
that even came up in
And-
our adoption. She got into some problems, and they said, well, they're taken up to primary children's. Can you bring your medical history? And I'm like, I got a forklift. I can bring that,
Right.
And the reality was, what I found was that it was later on, it was bits and pieces. And it was
Right.
heartbreaking for me because I thought we had this relationship that I treasured and I knew that was so unique at that point in time. And I thought, well, gosh, I don't want to fuck this up. This is really important. And I love her to the point of, I could honestly say I loved her probably more than my own family. And then when I met her, and then all these things, like just the skeletons came out of the closet basically. And I had to process those in addition to trying to help them with her and being a teenager. And then come to find out, before I had met her, they didn't even tell her we had a kid. So I think that they made things worse than they needed to with her, and it made it difficult in so many psychological ways. But I'm going to digress and move forward with the rest of the story. But
You were also a grown ass woman at that point, and you had another kid,
yeah,
and so you were mom mode. So
well, it was very much
Right.
mom mode, and
take care,
and
take care.
the hard part was when I took her in to give them both a break, because we all need the break from
Right.
teenagers, especially girls, because they're mean and they're their hormones. And I just the surreal feeling of seeing myself standing in front of me, the mannerisms, the looks,
Right.
I mean, if she, other than the color of her eyes, she's my twin. And that was surreal. That was really tough because for several years, I just wanted it to kind of disappear. If she looked more like her dad, as dumb as this sounds, then this would be easier. The separation would have been easier. And the fact that she looked so much like me, the older she got, the more it was an emotional attachment that I just didn't know how to turn off.
33.
And she's now 33. But when I took her in, my husband and I decided, okay, we're going to do this only to give them a break. I can't
Right.
be an automatic mother to a teenager. I can't fix this overnight, but I can give them a break. And in that time, I had actually woke up my husband because I kept going back and forth, looking at her in bed like, this is surreal. And there's just something mentally that it's just so real. Like, you know what I mean? It's like your doppelganger standing in front of you going, wow. And I ended up going to the store and I got a couple pregnancy tests, and she woke up the next morning and she's like, I'm not taking that. And I said, then you are. And then the reality of, I got to take her home to her parents now. And I got to tell her she's pregnant at 15.
Yeah.
And that kind of is what broke the camel's back with our relationship. And it's not because I wanted it to, it just did.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that everything that my life I went through when I was pregnant with her was happening all over again.
Right.
And so I'm having to relive this in a different aspect and in a different way. And I
Different
hated
outside
it.
looking in.
God
Right.
damn, I hated it. And
You don't ask her that. You already said she's 29.
I'm sticking with it. I'm not undoing that. Don't.
Yeah. Why do you got
Talk to
do
the
that?
hand.
No, you could go to the fridge though.
You could.
Sensuous.
No, I said please.
I didn't hear please, but
I'll have
he
to
said
put my
please
paw-
after. But no, that was reality of the psychological part that I struggled with. And then she had the baby. The weird part, she got pregnant at the same time I got pregnant with her. And then she had the baby within days of her birthday. And then to fast forward a little bit more, when I knew, because we were moving to Wyoming and he had gotten a job in Wyoming. And so I was kind of playing single mom for about a year. And she had the baby at that time. And I called him up and I said, I think she had the baby. He said, how do you know? Did she call you? And I said, no, I just know. And he goes, how do you know? And I'm like, I just know.
Yeah. Stop
It's a
asking
mom's
stupid
nature,
questions,
you know,
ass face.
God damn it, Bob.
And
I
I didn't dare call. They said they'd call me, and all I knew is I just had this emotional connection. It's a motherly intuition that never goes away.
Right.
I wish to God I could just sever it, but it doesn't go away. And it was really hard because it was 3 days later that her adopted mom called me and she said, hey, she had the baby Monday. I'm like, I know, thanks. And then that was the moment when she kept asking me, like, well, how do you know? Who called you? Who did this? Who did that? And it was just daggers coming at me on the phone. And you could tell she was really stressed. And then all of a sudden I just broke and I said, I just know, okay? A mother just knows. And then I went, oh, I can't take those words back.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was the last straw, I think, for her.
Yeah.
And I can't undo that. It's not that it was done intentionally to be mean, but she wanted to know, and I wasn't going to say, well, some stupid idiot called me.
Yeah.
You know, and it was hard. And then I had to ask permission if I could see this baby after she literally shoved this in my face for 9 months. And I think we left. I think emotional. You can think about it. We were going to leave, and I had asked if I could see her and the baby and come back and stay with us because they lived further north or south of us. And it was weird to ask for that because she'd had this baby. So it's kind of like she's kind of been emancipated so she could make her own choices because obviously she made her own choices.
Right.
But I still had to have this permission. It was so weird. And she came up and she had no diapers. She had no formula. So I had to go do that. She was sleeping in my bed. Here I'm holding my grandbaby because she's calling me grandma. So here I've got this new title of I'm a grandma. What the fuck is that supposed to mean? Like, where do I fit into this? Because I still haven't figured this out. And I and then seeing her, the lack of being a parent on her part. And so that brought up a lot of weird emotions, and she hated adoption and she was never going to make the choice that I made. And I kept having to remind her, it's not something you do.
Yeah.
It's nothing you don't grow up decide, oh, I'm going to be a birth mom, it's that it just wasn't. And so we went to the store actually, cause I wanted family pictures. I wanted a picture of this moment. And I had her and my son and the grandbaby. And I was just heartbroken because I had told her, I said, call your mom and ask your mom. I'll have some pictures made so you can take some home. And you know how you can hear someone's conversation on the phone and it's so loud that you can hear it?
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Oh,
and I could hear her saying, I don't want any with her kid or her in it.
Yeah.
And she looked at me and I pretended, of course, didn't. And I broke. Something broke. And
I'm sure.
When we did finally move to Wyoming, she ended up marrying this dipshit that got her knocked up. And it's been a whirlwind since. And I'm going to fast forward through that whole process. We had the baby for several months and then she would disappear and then, come back in. And it was just this constant back and forth. And it wasn't easy for probably about 6 years. And we had an opportunity to come back here to the States, or to States.
All right.
Wyoming's on the same.
Might as well be
Wyoming's
Wypan.
right.
between Wyoming and Montana.
Right. Literally.
South
That's the
to
world.
Wyoming.
That's America.
Not North Wyoming, but South Wyoming.
The crown's in.
You're allowed to travel freely in South Wyoming.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Get
Or
your
Wypan.
Yeah.
But
Pan.
Yeah, Panhandle.
Yeah, Pan.
Did you say pan?
I think I can help you out with this whole Pan thing.
But so a friend of mine who I finally found a counselor that had some little tiny bits that could possibly understand what I was going through. And we ended up becoming good friends. So when we moved back. Unfortunately, his wife had died, and we just kind of had conversations. And he said, "Hey, you really got to get involved with Utah Adoption Council." I'm like, "What's that?" Because I was educating him on reunification.
Right.
Because he's been in adoption this entire time, talked to birth moms, did the whole adoption thing, but no one was talking about reunification.
Yeah.
So I was educating him when I was going through this whole process, and he's just looking at that deer in the headlight look like, I don't know what to say to you. So it became a learning experience for all of us, basically. And so when we came back, he had asked if I wanted to be a part of this. And I thought, I don't know. So I worked in construction and sold tools, and I showed up at this meeting. I remember because I had a steel-toed hat and
Steel-toed hat.
Steel-toed.
Steel
Steel-toes.
Well, it made me
Man.
think she said she sold
I am glad I
tools.
stopped drinking
I know.
Crown. I'm glad I stopped drinking Crown.
God damn.
It's
I don't
kicking
even
in.
have a steel-toed hat.
I know.
Right?
You ought to see how
You
they
guys
look.
are assholes.
Man, I got a lot of hats.
Yes, we are.
Yes, you
assholes.
are.
I got a
We'll
lot of
take that.
hats and a lot of steel toes, but I don't have a
I did have
steel-toed
steel
hat.
toes.
I kind of
did.
want to. I kind of want to see the
You
tools
guys
she
are
was
assholes.
selling.
You couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
That's fair. You're
Oh.
absolutely
Go
right.
ask Dean.
Right.
But it was weird because I walked into this room with steel-toe boots, this hat, I was covered in dirt and dust, logoed shirt, and I walk into this room of 50 people, and there's nothing but lawyers and their suits, and all these agencies, and I'm like, man, could I possibly be a sore thumb in this whole thing? And I really had to learn the language. Because lawyers they just lose any reality of the fact that you don't know what they're talking about, and they know that.
Yeah, that's what
And
they're hoping for.
And agencies are kind of using all the same lingo, and so it was that adjustment. Then it was the adjustment of learning the laws, and that's when the church stepped away, and they started changing the laws and the rules to the laws.
You're thinking the same thing we are.
I
He's got his space.
I just totally
when
went somewhere else.
When we acquired the Dicky Sippers,
I
we knew that something like this would happen, and that's the reason why.
I
But
didn't know it was
it
going to
definite-
lick
it
the
definite-
outside.
Yeah.
Good God,
Hey.
I don't need to see that.
You want the black one's over there if you want the black one. Racist.
I'm sure you are racist.
To this evening.
Harder
You
to tell when
prefer-
he's bleeding.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know. It's like muscle memory.
That's fair.
That's
fair.
that's exactly what I was thinking when you picked it up. Is muscle memory. That's what it was.
Holy shit.
Here's
all fair
the
enough.
thing, Lene.
I was going to put a bunch of natural.
We should be right now
It don't stink.
so amazed and impressed that he actually has the Dicky Sipper in his hand, because prior
he's
to
not a
this,
big fan of
Oh,
penis.
look,
He
it comes with a little
refused.
stippy straw too.
yeah,
Oh,
he
yeah.
wanted nothing to do
That's
with it.
mine.
I got a visualization I need to get out of my head. All right, I'm gonna go back because
I haven't
can't look at
showed
that.
it to
I
you.
can't look at that or talk about
Well, in all
this.
fairness, we should,
I hear that a
we
lot
should-
from Miss Lady. I can't look at that.
I can't look at that.
We should keep trying to get serious and everything else. Not
No, you're
everything,
fine.
But
Yeah.
But so
let's at least pimp the event.
right, you
Yes.
have
Coming
to,
up
you had
and,
you
yeah.
definitely did pimp that event, that moment of moments.
Yeah, we have
I
to.
pimp all the events.
Right.
But the one coming up, the Mother's Day thing.
I'm waiting for someone to knock that bottle of mimosa over there.
I know.
Oh, we
I was
don't
gonna
knock
catch
over.
it with my mouth, but
I
doubt it.
sprays,
Before
but we
we
work
get-
hard at not knocking it over.
yeah, before we
Right.
go complete shit show, let's
Yeah.
talk about
You've
the
got-
Mother's Day thing.
You got a Mother's Day event for biological mothers, I assume?
I will, and I'll wrap this up. So in this whole process, I started seeing that agencies really didn't hold birth mother support groups. They even birth fathers. They just were really kind of weird. And I had this snidey adoptive mother kind of say, "Well, if you want to do something, you got to do it for yourself. If you want something to happen."
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, this is a shit ton of agencies. Like, this is a lot of money sitting in this room, and you don't care enough to hold support groups for these women. And it was in that moment, not too long after that this person put a kind of a get together for adoptive parents to have a birth parent panel.
All right.
And this woman she was so scatterbrained. She forgot the food. She forgot everything else. And I said, well, I'll handle, talking
having
to
a
people,
luncheon.
but there's no food.
All right.
And so it was interesting because I got to meet these incredible whole flow adoptive couples, and they kept asking me all these questions. And I'm like, okay, the people and all the birth parents showed up late, and there was a birth father that was on it. So the whole thing was just catastrophe, and I'm just trying to make do. And I answered all their questions within 10 minutes. And then when finally the food showed up, and then the group finally, got together and they did the whole thing. And it was so funny because my husband was with her to go get the food. And every time someone asked the exact same question that I had already answered, they would look back at me because I'm in the back of the room on a bar stool behind everybody, just kind of watching. And he kept whispering, like, why do they keep looking back at you? And I said, because I've already answered these questions before they even got here.
Yeah.
And
Because
so
I'm sitting with you, big pimpin'.
he was pimping. And there was this pivotal moment, and this is where he can step in, because maybe he has a different opinion, but we had kind of messed with the idea of doing a nonprofit.
Right.
And I did get involved with other birth mothers, which I found really fast. There's unhealthy people and there's healthy people. And in that
I'm the first of that.
and it was a weird thing. And we tossed it around. I wasn't quite sure how to go about it. And after this panel, he was standing behind me and they said, any more questions? And he's got a large voice. And he stood up around and he said,
Is that what she calls it?
Just don't know where it went.
Yeah, that is not where I thought she was going.
Right.
I didn't say anything about the
I did.
sippy dick. But
I can see it hanging out of his shorts.
literally.
He
He's
does
taking-
have a very big voice.
He's But he came around me and he thanked the entire room and said, thank you for using the word placed. He said, because my wife had never given up. And I remember just looking at him going, who are you? And how awesome it is I married you.
That's
Yeah.
Robert.
And I'm
Yes.
and I'm getting moist over here.
Right? That's because you dropped the
Wait a
mimosa.
second. Lady Bricked.
Yeah. Yeah. Clip bricked. Clip bricked. That's what we coined it. We coined that on I
Clip
think
dick.
the last one.
Yeah,
No.
he's not getting hard. He's
Clip
getting lady
bricked.
bricked.
So men get bricked up. We get when we get erected, we get
We brick
bricked
up.
Yeah.
So we had to come up with another term for
There
women
was a
that do
better-
the same
Right?
thing.
Clip
So
bricked.
we decided it was clip
Clint
bricked.
bricked. There you go.
Yeah, they're clip bricked.
That's
But
funny.
Also,
Anyway,
why we
not to discount
Also,
what's
why
going
we'll
on.
never be
No,
advertised on
that's
Hulu.
funny. Because he's over here laughing like I don't know what to say. But
Yeah, it's great.
we got in the car.
if it's the size of a
It
pinky,
is. It's great.
Bazinga.
It's great.
Yeah.
It worked. we got to the
I rocked his world.
Bob's like,
literally.
I messed him up.
Bob's like, I don't drive a Subaru for no reason.
Bob's like, I don't even remember that night.
I don't. He doesn't.
I'm done.
He
I
doesn't.
I remember about 5 minutes and I was out. I blacked out.
Yeah, he was
He kind of
Two.
he was focused.
It was
on,
two.
he was focused on the brick.
Right?
And it was so funny because we got in the car and I'm like, I don't know what to say to him. Like it was this weird, awkward thing. Like, who is this man? And he finally got.
Which
like,
she
got-
still asks.
I
Yeah.
still do.
Yeah.
He's a bad motherfucker. That's what he is.
We got to the second light and he goes, I think you need to do this nonprofit.
Yes. And
And-
thank you for supporting, sir.
And it was the moment that I quit my job and I really struggled hard to figure out how a nonprofit works. What do I need to do and what happened?
Yeah.
And it's still, it's a really hard advocacy because a lot of people really kind of butt heads about it. Everybody has
Yeah.
opinion,
Oh,
which
yeah.
we all do.
Yeah.
But I ended up finding out when I was doing this that the day before Mother's Day was called Birth Mother's Day.
Yeah.
And I remember as a birth mom, I'm like, I hate Mother's Day. I hate it.
Yeah.
And now I've got another day I got to hate, like the day before Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Like there's
Right.
2 days I'm hating.
Yeah.
And it was a surreal thing again with my son because that it took a different meaning where before I
Right.
hated it. And I had a gal that I talked to because I had agencies or adoptive mothers would put these events on. And it was really weird because they would be there with the birth mothers. The birth mothers were really just young and shy and just like, I gotta be here. This is not what I wanted. Or it was kind of like one of those, hey, here's a sandwich table, make your own sandwich, come sit down. I'm glad you made it type thing. And I had a gal that said something to me that just radiated. She said, I'd rather be home and eat a Cheerio necklace from my son or go to IHOP with my kid than go to a birth Mother's Day if I have to make my own sandwich.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what? I'm going to class this up. So we do the events. We did it at Joseph Smith Memorial. If you've ever been there, it had nothing to do with the church. It had to do with, man, those rooms are just, man, the
They're so
architecture
nice.
is just phenomenal.
They're beautiful. It's
And you
a
can't
beautiful place.
not walk into those rooms. Joseph Smith Memorial.
Just so, Joe's right next to the temple downtown.
right next to the temple.
Oh, really?
Used to be the
it's-
Hotel Utah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hotel Utah.
Oh, really?
It's you walk in and it's marble columns and marble floors and
The molding and the lighting.
the
and
architecture. Like you say,
Oh,
the
it's
architecture is
just-
unreal.
So the room, I mean, hands down, I mean, the second you walk into that room, it's just like, wow. And that's what I wanted. I wanted the wow factor.
Right.
I wanted these women to have a 3-course meal.
Of course.
And to be served and to be spoiled on something that they never allowed themselves to have.
Right.
And so that's what kind of turned into Birth Mother's Day for
Very
me.
nice.
So every year, the day before Mother's Day, from 11 to 2, we just dote on these women. We make
Yeah.
sure that.
And it's at that again.
Well,
let's
we
pimp
had
it.
to change it to Little America, the old Little America.
Hey.
yeah.
They're overhauling the church's
They
Oh,
do.
property.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they got a badass buffet.
They
right?
do. No.
They do.
But Little America's been, I mean, honestly, I'm so grateful for people that donate because it's hell trying to ask, and especially when you're trying to explain what you do for a living.
Right, of
And then
course.
you run into that dear,
Yeah.
look of what?
Right.
So I'm so grateful that they're willing to do this, and we come up. It's really hard. It's a year's worth of work to come up with funds to pay for it. They're nice enough to let us host there, and these women walk away with full of bags of gifts and everything that supports them, that we can offer them, support groups and therapy,
Confidence booster.
and it's yeah.
It's a confidence booster.
Yeah, it's very much, and it's really humbling for me to see the anxiety that these women come in through the door because they're like, oh, I've never told anybody my story, and I'm going to go in this room full of a bunch of people, and then once I can get them past that, and they get through the door because we're very particular, their face just turns from sheer anxiety to what?
Yeah.
My name's on the
is that-
table.
so is that
Yeah.
Domestic violence.
Yeah,
A lot of them won't say a fucking.
they won't, and
Yeah.
and
If
it's
you can get them out of their shell.
yeah. The
Yeah.
Like,
So I'm
the pamper, like
Yeah.
you pamper them a little bit, and like, hey, look, like you're not a fucking nobody. Like,
yeah.
right.
people are going through.
Right. Well, and you have to, my biggest thing is protecting these women's anonymity because they really struggle. I mean, for some, it's really horrific with
Well,
what their
you found
adoption
a good
is.
Group of fucking people right now because like these guys, and, like I'm telling you. Like,
Well, that's what I was gonna
we
say
stand
is-
for it. We stand
Yeah.
Sadly,
Yeah.
we know at least somewhat. Well, we don't know what you're talking about necessarily with your stuff, but as far as trying to organize events and things,
Right.
we've been doing this for years, and so we know that as far as how you were saying
for a good cause.
it's
It's
all
all
year,
year long.
Yeah.
but that's where I'm driving at is let's do this. So
Yeah.
and what I was gonna say is I'm an ignorant fat bastard. But, so Mother's Day is 15th, yeah? Isn't that the same
11th.
every year?
It's the
It's
11th.
the 11th this year.
Yeah. Not tomorrow. Next month.
It's May.
That was
May
also
11th.
yesterday, I think. But
May
But yeah,
May
is it-
10th is Birth Mother's Day. May
is
11th
Mother's Day
is
does Mother's Day move?
No, Mother's Day's always
It's
been on a
always-
Sunday.
Yeah. It's
So it's-
always been that.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. The date changes.
It's the first
Yes.
Sunday
Yeah.
of every.
But that's what I say. So I
month
don't know
of
what
May.
day it
Yeah.
is, but it's
Second.
not like Christmas.
Because this-
It's always
yeah,
the
second.
same
Well, that's-
damn
that's-
day.
Yeah, that's right too.
Regardless of what day it falls on, it's not the same number.
Yeah.
Right.
Mother's Day is always a different number.
Yes.
Okay, well, let's do this.
Yeah.
And I'm absolutely down to go. No, I'm serious.
Oh, yeah. I attend as a non-binary birthing person, so
Yeah.
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 I identify as
That's
trans-slender
Yeah.
and a lot of things. So, no, I'm saying let's go.
Look, man,
Yeah.
The 14th.
It's the 14th.
She's like, son of a bitch, please don't show up.
Yeah.
You know what's
Please
funny
don't
is
show up.
you are
It's-
required to be an address. So.
yes.
Say
There's one in
less,
the
Bob.
microwave right now. I'll
Say
put it on.
less. Say less.
Yeah.
Say
You think
less.
a dress scares me?
It doesn't. Well,
No,
It's
you,
just
ha-
a-
you have to wear your
it's gonna be a moo
podcast shorts.
Oh,
There you
I
go.
will say less, Bob. Do you think that's a big
Hey.
deal to me?
If you will,
No, I don't.
if
Yeah.
you do, if you wear yours, I'll wear mine.
All right,
Oh yeah.
you got it.
I will be.
Mine
I
are a
will be
little-
at Little America at the pool.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to come
And
out
these,
and tell me to come
these
in.
are the most non-revealing podcast pants that I own.
That ain't no shit.
Thank you. I'm going to
Yeah,
take
we
that as a
appreciate
compliment.
that. You should.
To me.
Oh, you should.
You should.
You should. You haven't seen his birthmark yet.
Yeah.
Mother of God. Like,
So I want to throw this out there. I think you need to ask Bob what he sees of it, because his perspective of this whole thing is like you guys. I mean, he had to
Yeah.
learn it from a different perspective than I did. And
Absolutely.
the work that goes into this.
Give us your take.
My 2 cents worth.
Bob's like, you son of a bitch. You're
Right.
just gonna roll it over to
I'm just
me.
gonna roll
This-
it up.
Yeah, just mic drop that
Yeah.
son of a bitch.
His,
right in my lap.
I'll bet his thoughts are,
Wait, I want. How much am I going to wager on this bet?
no. So every major institution has silent partners that are all in 100%. But they want to be in the back because they don't want to be noticed. But they are there for those people and will support them with every fiber of their being. I will bet. I mean, just
good shot.
just the vibe that I get off of you, Bob, is
He's
you know
all
what?
in.
This woman, she did the best for her in that time. She does the best for her now. She does the best for not only that, her daughter, but she does the best for her son now and her bonus children and everything else.
Family.
So how can I discount anything
right.
from that?
Couple mimosas. He's over
I
there like
know.
goddamn
I know.
prophet. Jesus, come there.
Bruh.
I don't know if I got a lot to say. No, she's. If you look what she goes through every year, I mean, as soon as this Birth Mother's Day is over with, she's again starting out, putting this thing together.
Yeah.
It is absolutely nonprofit. I mean,
Yeah.
there's
He's like, trust my bank account.
Yeah, right.
This son of a bitch
I got
ain't
nothing.
making
I got nothing, and she
Right.
making something out of it.
Right, but no.
but she's her dedication to this is just amazing. She goes through the, with the deal of whether it be abortion, adoption, or raising your own children, stuff like that. It's such a politically charged arena.
Oh yeah.
And you get so many people coming at you from so many different directions. She's trying to do everything. She's trying to do it for people, and she's attacked constantly
Of course.
for,
Yeah.
for people who have a different opinion than what she has.
Yeah.
And, I just, all I can do is stand back and support her because what she's doing is amazing. And she just spends so much time of her life helping others. So how could you not
Yeah.
be there?
Oh, the
Yeah.
the
And-
passion for it is amazing.
And
I-
kudos to both of you.
I-
Absolutely. Hands
well,
down.
and here's the thing. I'm going to tell you
I
this,
mean that.
that myself and the Fatty with the Natty and on behalf of Blowed Up Podcast, anything and everything we can do for you
Absolutely.
and the nonprofit.
He was looking at Bob when he said that.
That's because Bob's a handsome
Look,
man.
they both have matching shorts. So
Yeah, that's right. Bob's my peep.
I assume there's an Escalade out there on 24s.
probably.
Right.
Probably.
She
But,
drives a Camry. I got
Yeah,
an Escalade.
anything we can do for your nonprofit.
No, thank you.
We will
Hands down.
definitely do hands down because
Absolutely.
you know,
try to be generous.
we're
folks.
fathers. You know, we engage with our children and everything else. Yeah, and it's important to us that the mothers
Yeah.
of our children are supported in everything that they can do, even if we're not with those mothers any
Right.
longer. But still, I mean, he still, you know,
Begrudgingly.
we've talked about
that's the
this a
word
little
I'm looking
bit.
for.
Begrudgingly.
And same here. You know, I mean, I did it today, and I've done it last week, and everything else. I have my problems with my children's mother,
Mouth
but
poop.
I do things because they're my children.
Right.
You know, so there's a correlation there. It doesn't matter who
The
is
end of the
raising
day.
your children at the end of the day,
As long as they're fine.
as
all-
long as
that's
they're
all that
safe
They're still alive.
and yeah. Well,
I mean, if they're dead, it's as long as it's not by my hand.
I do. I think
No,
that
I
it's such a courageous choice, and I think it's very misunderstood. It's very much under a lot of scrutiny, and it's just, if it wasn't for a lot of us birth mothers, adoption wouldn't exist at all. As for your
Yeah.
course.
wife
Yeah.
and everything, and
Dude.
I think that key, when you walk away from it, there should be that sense of honor for just those couple of hours for these women, because I know I didn't have any of it. And it's a very selfless, a very big sacrifice. And I think that there's so much more we can learn from adoption and what reunification looks like, because it does happen. DNA test is it's literally a spit test away from exploding to this unknown of a life that you probably didn't have. And I run into so many women who are adopted or didn't know they were based on, like a friend of mine, she's an affair baby, you know, and so she's looking for
A fair.
A fair.
Not like they were at the state
I thought you said
fair. and
no
she
Not
got
the fair.
locked up.
She didn't get bought.
Yeah,
she was part
got
of
one
the
of the got one of the throw dart.
No,
yeah,
sorry.
right. I
I
popped
missed.
3 balloons and I got pregnant.
That was.
I got the quarter in the shot glass. No, sorry, I misheard that. I was like,
I got 3 softballs in the milk
I
can.
don't know what an affair baby is. I heard affair. I was like, yeah. I got the fucking cock ring around the milk bottle.
right.
Right.
That's where he got it. But it's just it's
That'll get you on.
It's interesting. It's interesting to see how she's processed, you know, finding her biological father, but she's closer to her half siblings, even though her dad doesn't want to exist with it. And whether any of us like it or not, we're all related in some way, shape, or form. And I think that if you don't grasp it from the very beginning, an immense amount of education we have nowadays, you know, you can bury it all you want, but reality is it's going to get unburied in some way, shape, or
Sooner or
form.
later.
Yeah, the information.
Sooner or later,
Right.
everything's coming up.
The
So the-
information that's out there.
It's
You take
very
enough
much.
Blue Chew. Sooner or later, something's coming
So-
up.
I've watched it. I'm watching it literally right now. No, just. But no, I mean,
Right.
thanks,
God
guys. I
damn,
mean,
Bob's bricked.
he is. He's bricked.
got the Bluetooth.
He's
So-
like, why do you keep bringing me in?
All right. So my question for you is either, you know, the representing the nonprofit, what type of information, what type of education do you give these birth mothers for when they decide to reach out, or if the child reaches out, do you give them to help with those adjustments? And I ask this because the experiences I've had with my children's mother, her birth, like we said, you know, her birth mother reached out to her when she was 18 and everything, but she has been so flaky because she'll go for a couple of months where she's like, I want to be involved and you're important to me and everything else. And then she'll disappear for months on end. And I saw it firsthand where that destroyed her as the child.
Yeah.
You know, so do you try and give them some sort of education, and maybe that's not the great word, but information to go, look, if you're going to do this, you kind of need to run along these lines of, you can't just be in half-assed.
Yeah.
Birth parent.
Yeah, you want to. Yeah, you want to come in and tell this child and basically, and I don't want to say upset their lives because it's not necessarily upsetting their lives, but you want to upend it a little bit and possibly change things to an immense amount, and then just be like, okay, I'm here, but then I'm going to just slip off into the shadows 3 to 6 to 8 months down the road, and you're not going to hear from me for a year or two. Does your nonprofit go, you got to understand this.
Yeah.
If you're in, it's all in, or if you're out, you got to stay out. Is that something that you guys, that your nonprofit kind of touches on or anything?
Yeah, we
or?
do. And here's the weird part about this. Every adoption is different, but the basics are there, right?
Yeah.
And so depending on if it was a closed adoption, there's a huge gap in there mentally and emotionally, especially for the birth mother, because once she places, it's kind of like you're supposed to disappear.
Yeah.
And never come back. And the reality is that's not true, obviously, because you've experienced it. What I tell people is it's Pandora's box. And if you're going to open it, you better be prepared for it. And if you're not prepared for it, then maybe you need to look for whatever therapy or counselors, talk to, support groups or anybody out there. I'm always on the phone talking, as my husband always knows, talking to women, just trying to talk them down or try to understand their circumstances to say, okay, so if you do this, let's talk about the ramifications of it.
Yeah.
And what I'm finding with a lot of adoptees, because adoptees are just really angry, and they feel like they've been kind of screwed over.
Yeah. Do you feel
I get
like
a lot of that?
Yeah. Do you feel like that is maybe a lack of, and maybe lack is a poor term for it, but do you feel like that's a lack of understanding as to why they were put up for adoption?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Because there's again that lack of education, because again, when they get that baby, they figured, okay, we're going to create this life and we're going to give this child everything that we feel as parents, because we all are parents here.
Yeah.
And we think that that's not going to affect this child.
Yeah.
But the reality is, it's called The Root of Who You Are. There's a book that's out there. It's really interesting, but you can't undo your DNA, right? And so if you don't talk about it and you don't find ways to have these conversations, and they have to be appropriate as time goes, depending on the age.
Yeah.
But what I talk to a lot of adoptees, and I do talk to a lot of adoptees, is the same thing like you said. At one adoptee, she was adorable. I loved her. She reunited with her mom, and her mom kept using the word give up. I gave you up. And I kept saying, so she brought her to a group that we did one time. And I said, sweetie, you didn't give up. You placed her in the arms of this amazing couple. And now look how beautiful she is. Look how great she is.
Yeah.
And she's now wanting to be a part of your life. And she just emotionally and mentally just couldn't get out of that headspace.
Yeah.
And so what adoptees don't really understand, that this, like the situation, like you said, happens more often than not. They come into this relationship and that's that honeymoon stage.
Yeah.
Like, I can't get enough of you, and it's all amazing. And then once it settles in, then that back of the psychologist say, your subconscious comes in and it just rattles everything in your life.
Yeah.
So they have to take a step back, and they don't know how to process those feelings. And then you give enough time, and it's kind of like they subdue it, and then they come back in again, and it's that honeymoon stage, and then it kind of falters. So there's no third party there to kind of make sure the up and downs are not so dramatic.
Yeah.
And you have to be able to have those uncomfortable conversations. And the birth mothers really struggle with that because I've talked to so many of them. They're terrified meeting their biological child. And there's actually a law that kind of been placed, which I think is funny. Utah put this stupid law into place that now at the age of 18, you can get a hold of your original birth certificate.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well,
Oh, really?
that's nice because you can just do a DNA test and not give a crap. Whatever.
Right.
Like you're 10. It's like, anyways, it's stupid.
As if it's a favor.
Right. But what I thought was interesting that I hated about the bill was there was no talk about how the biological parents are being responded. So if the adoption was closed, say for instance, and this is just throwing it out there, hopefully no one gets triggered by this, but maybe you were conceived by incest. And this biological mother does not want you to know, does not want to be contacted in any way, shape, or form. Right. And you can only imagine if she did or she didn't, deal with any things. And then it affects you, right? And so they get their birth certificate and they find out all this information, and then all of a sudden this child shows at the door. The birth mother's like has this whole nother family and whole nother life, and she doesn't know how to deal with these emotions and feelings, and she's going to deny it. And then the adoptee's devastated because, why did you do this? And weren't you waiting for me? And there's all these realistic ideas. So my response to that, which I didn't realize because one of the attorneys said, well, you do know that it only stays closed every 10 years. And I'm like, so who the hell's paying for these women to keep the adoption closed and sealed if she does not want anything to, not that it matters again, because DNA test trumps all that. Right. But the reality was there was no consideration for the birth parents. And who knows about the birth fathers, right? Usually based, and that's a whole nother conversation, the birth fathers not all the times put on the birth certificate. But
we also kind of preface that with,
right.
Sadly, more than 50% of the time,
absolutely,
the birth father doesn't
give a shit, right?
Yeah,
and you know what it is. And the weird part is that there are some birth fathers that when they do get,
of course,
there's reunification. They're like, "Hey, I remember that night. It was weird, huh? Come on in. You're my family."
Oh, it was only weird because I didn't know that was Molly.
Dude, that night was amazing.
And you came out of it.
I thought it was a rubber band.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you have the other ones that are just like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
So
that's what I say more
huge,
times than not.
Right.
Is
yeah.
Nope, never heard of her.
Well, and it's
You're
sad.
Like, bro, it was the chick that you did, and here I am.
And your new wife is going, what?
Nope, never met nobody named Stephanie.
Well, and that's
like,
yeah.
And I think, off, like, please God, don't ask me for money.
Yeah. I think that's a lot of the, a lot of the thing is just the ultimate shock to the system right out of the gate.
Right.
Because and maybe you've seen this, but my algorithm on TikTok shows some of those things.
Yeah.
Just because of this. So there's one that sticks out in my mind where there is a guy that is at the grocery store, and his mother gave him a picture. This is your father. Mm-hmm. And this is his name. And so as this guy got older and he was well into his 20s, and he wanted to know, and he didn't want anything, nothing more than just to know that he knew.
Yeah.
So he actually tracked this guy down, and at the grocery store, at the cash register, and he walked up and he, as gently as he could, tried to broach the situation. Mm-hmm. And it came to the point where he just said, "Look, man, you're my dad."
Yeah.
And I know you're my dad because you're this guy in this picture. And at first the guy was like, "You know what, dude? Piss off."
Right.
But as the seconds ticked by, you could see in the guy's eyes where the wheels were turning and things were clicking. And finally the guy said, "What do you want?" Mm-hmm. The father, he said, "What do you want, dude? What's your end game here?"
Right.
And the kid just said, "Look, man, I just want to know you. I just want to know who you are. I want to know your story. I don't care about anything in the past.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not looking to
Yeah,
get a
a paycheck.
payday. I'm not getting and
That's the
that
sad
guy's
reality.
That is, but
Yeah.
it's a stigma that my mom there, Eve, actually had that because her brother had this weird little, it's a stupid story, but she didn't want me to really talk to this person. She didn't want it because she thought that it was the child was coming into her brother's life because he wanted money or she wanted money and he didn't have any. And I'm like, that's the stupidest stigma. I'm so tired of that because reality is that's not always 100% true.
No.
You do have those moments because they're humans. You're going to have that.
Yeah.
But
Right,
most of them,
when you were
they want to know the
Yeah.
core of who they are.
Yeah.
And that's
and
both
it's
sides.
just because it's look, man, I've come to the point in my life where family is important.
Right.
And just to know my family and know who they are,
Yeah.
whether we're spending Christmas together or Thanksgiving doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's just to know that, and that's what this guy said. He told this man, he said, look, what's happened has happened. I just want you to know that
I want to know
I'm
you.
accepting of what is happening,
Right.
and I love you because
Of
your blood is in mine,
right.
and I love you and everything else. And as the seconds kept ticking by, you saw just the emotion in this guy's face, and he just said, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
And he said, yes, I know who that woman is.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say yes or no.
Right.
And at that point it didn't matter because there wasn't,
Yeah.
the state's not going to collect on anything. No,
Right, right.
What's happened. And he just said, hey, you know what?
Just want to know.
Maybe this is important.
Yeah.
And maybe I would like to know you, and let's sit down. Let's talk. Let's just share our lives together, because at some point as you get older, that's what it needs to be.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't want anything from you other than to just know who you are.
Yeah.
And know your history of just life.
Yeah.
Not whether or not I have siblings or anything else, and so I look at it and go, I think that's important.
Of
course it is.
And that's what I
It's-
always told my kids' mom was, look, I understand where you're coming from with your father, with your biological father.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I'm going to support you and I will help you in whatever you want to do. Am I going to go out and search him out? No, because that's not my place.
Right.
So what that leads me to is within your nonprofit,
Mhm.
what type of assistance, if you will,
Mhm.
do you offer these birth parents to, whether it's find them or accept them if they've come back into their lives?
Right.
Do you help give them the guidance that they may need to accept these things? Say if it was, if it was a birth mother that was not necessarily looking for their child, but,
Yeah, but
maybe
that's-
have wondered, and then all of a sudden the birth child reached out to them.
But also,
You know?
that's what it's all about. Is guidance or
Yeah.
Guidance, acceptance,
Very much
maybe
acceptance.
very
That,
much
but
acceptance.
also-
Okay.
Well, it's
So-
Sorry,
I call it the root of who you are. There's that genetic need
right.
to want to know the history
Of course.
where you come from, how you, like why
How
do
you got to where you are.
right. I mean,
Yeah.
like I have for instance, my mother's side, she just always says, I just want to know where my artistic side comes from because
Right.
nobody else in my family can do crap, but
Right.
I have this desire, and she's a beautiful singer, and I'm like, guess what? That's the entire side of the family.
Sorry,
Very
what
creative.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
And I wonder with mine is, if everybody else of them had such big junk, why is mine so small?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, come on,
But no,
man. Did it
when
skip
my-
a generation?
We had this
What I meant to
conversation.
say
You're not
was
black.
resource-
There's no black.
That's
okay?
fair.
There you
So
go.
That's
if they go to www.
Lifeafterplacement.org.
Lifeafterplacement.com. All one word. Org. Sorry.
Org.
Did I say com?
You did.
Sorry.
No, I think you said-
Lifeafterplacement.org. .org. With
God,
G
look at the
O R
orb.
G.
No, my point was there are resources.
Yeah.
Lots of resources, not only for searching or support and everything else, but also resources for finding.
Yeah.
And
There, you know, it's
probably
funny
already said
is,
searching,
and
but-
I think Bob can probably attest to this. One of my biggest, hardest fights that I constantly have to go through is finding appropriate resources for these women. And
well, this
Your mind is in the gutter.
no, this podcast is probably not anything appropriate, but
Yeah,
that
absolutely
choked the
that's
shit
not.
out of
funny.
me.
It's very not.
Absolutely
Yeah,
not.
this is a
But
poor
it's-
decision,
But
It-
no, it's a
We'll
great.
try.
We all
It's a
listen.
great outlook.
There's so many birth mothers that we get these every time we do group, we start laughing because we realize that, you know, we start getting kind of mouthy like we are doing today. And like, well, you know, that's why we're all here.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
We were all
We
craving
all-
the D, and
We all did this. This is why we're here. This is, and it's so funny because you have to laugh about it because the reality is it just happened. It's just life.
it's life.
But
Absolutely.
finding resources, and I say appropriate because there's always going to be somebody who says they know how to handle, you know, talk to birth mothers and they know what's going on in
Well, there's
reunification.
also- you're right, but there's
And-
also someone that's going
Right.
to go, "Oh, I know how to work on a diesel,"
Yeah,
and you know, and then
and they don't.
yeah,
and
and
they
then you shoot a piston on the side of your block because you let Billy touch your shit. You know, like I thought you said you knew how.
It's interesting, and the birth mothers that I talked to when they counsel with their, like for instance, there was an agency in particular, kind of sort of an agency, and she introduced me to all of the caseworkers that are there to support these birth mothers, and I had asked them, you know, like, are you involved with adoption? And they all came back with, first off, they looked like they just got out of high school. And second off, they're like, well, my neighbor was adopted. And I'm like,
yeah,
I guarantee you, birth mother's going to slaughter you the
Right.
first 5 minutes in the conversation.
yeah,
And she's not going to be in a room that has toys. I mean,
yeah.
and so appropriate meaning,
Oh,
Not those.
you know,
toys.
not
Sorry.
those, not those toys, the other toys, like kid toys. And this gal, I only said that because I know where you went with that.
that's fine. No,
She was
fair.
yeah, she was walking me through this room, and it was beautiful rooms. It's great area, and she's like, "Well, you talk to all these birth moms. We got all these things," and I'm like, "Can I give you a suggestion?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'll take it," and I'm like, "Are you sure?" And she's like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Get rid of the toys." Like,
Yeah, right.
they just placed a baby for adoption, and you have kid toys in here. Like
Yeah.
that's.
Yeah.
You're not helping them. You're
a
triggering
trike.
these women.
Yeah.
So-
I'm pretty sure that
It's weird.
Yeah, I'm pretty
it's
sure the one that's still purple and has the goo in its eyes doesn't need a try.
it doesn't need
yeah.
to, right?
Or vice
it doesn't.
versa. You know, the 13-year-old doesn't need a trike also. So
No.
that's
No.
a weird
It is
thing.
weird, but it's just, you know. And I told my husband I had this interview with this really big agency that was on the East Coast, and they didn't want me to be one of the birth mother reps for them to be a resource for the birth mothers because apparently I wasn't religious enough. And I'm all, well, you get paid to help birth mothers.
Yeah.
I don't get paid.
Yeah,
So who are you? You know what I mean?
yeah.
So it's those kind of weird things that I'm always running into that, you know, someone will say, well, who do you? So it's almost like I've had to really step outside the adoption box and go different avenues to find the right kind of people and making connections with people throughout the country just to be able to refer a birth mother saying, hey, this is a safe person to talk to.
Yeah.
Or, oh, your situation's great. Here's a safe person to talk
Yeah.
to. So that part's been really interesting. And it's funny because I had this gal that talked about adoption from a different country. I think she was from, I want to say Cambodia, but somewhere in their areas. And she was a really angry adoptee and she wanted to stop the adoption because she's now in Australia. And she's talking about how it's this big industry and we're doing it, you know, to extort these mothers. And I'm all, I don't know what kind of
Yeah.
capitalism you live in, but it does take money to adopt, regardless of where you're at.
Mhm.
And,
Absolutely.
And there's so much that's involved. Is there a lot of ugliness? Absolutely. But the reality of it is, what can we do to make this better?
Right.
And finding those right kind of conversations and those right kind of people has been one of the biggest, hardest things I've tried to find as far as resources go.
Trafficking is like right.
It is very, and it gets brought up all the time.
It's like,
And the
are we
re-
adopting or are we just,
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You know?
And there's key things
Well,
that,
again, are we just buying one?
right. And the, I'm going to do a shout out to a friend of mine would talk about adoption. She and I did a bunch of videos where we talked about the different types of variations of adoptions and what does that mean? And how do you talk about it? What do you ask? And it was interesting how many people that we were interviewing that she does the whole pro-life movement. And I love that she does it because I don't want to. And I do more with after post placement type price stuff. And she loves that because she doesn't have that kind of experience. And so we kind of tag team. And when we were doing the interviews, it was interesting the dynamics of what starts from the very beginning to what happens they think is the end, but it's not the end. There's more to it with reunification and how do you talk to the families about it and why are the families talking about it? And so there's this sense of jealousy or this sense of, what's the word? Loyalty that you want to have to your adoptive parents and not make them feel bad that you're wanting this relationship.
Absolutely.
And my comment when I talk to these people and I do some speaking engagements when I do get a chance is I always tell them it's kind of like you're getting married and you love this person and you really want to know this person. You want to get married. You have this whole thing, but what no one realizes, what about the extended family? We all have in-laws. There's always an in-law somewhere in there that we don't like. And that's kind of like adoption. You know, you're marrying into this and you're not going to like everybody into it, but you got to make it work.
Right.
Because once you bring kids into it,
We don't have to, but ideally, but
idealistically, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
it's
Well,
just going to cause contention if you don't.
Right?
yeah. The fatty and the
should
nat
make it work.
the fatty with the natty and myself say it to each other all the time. You know what? The things we do for our kids.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I mean, I did it today. I went out to their mom's place and picked up a trailer full of garbage and took it to the dump. I mean, I drove an hour there to do it.
Yeah.
And I'm not necessarily doing it for her. I'm doing it for my kids because at the end of the day, that's what's important.
It is.
Well, that's
for
why
the
I
kids.
brought up mine.
So
is
Yeah.
the things, like you said,
Yeah.
there's so many things that we go through, and you can choose not to.
Yeah.
Like for me,
Yeah.
in my
situation.
thank you. I was going to say circumstance or
All the
instance,
above.
but yeah, I could have walked away.
Yeah.
Because they're not biologically mine, but I wouldn't trade them for the world. But
Yeah.
I could have.
Yeah, because this
You know,
is a
much
guy
like
when I
anyone
brought
could have
my first
adoption.
one, my first daughter that is
No, I
now
know, but that's
she'll
a
be
whole nother
26
thing.
this year. I brought her to his house when she was just months old, and he was like, "Yeah, no, get that fucking thing out of here. I'm out. Done."
Yeah.
But I'm like, dude, look at these
Little
feet.
thing.
How can you not want to kiss these feet? Look at these little tiny
Yeah,
feet.
I'll
And he's
tell
like,
you how I can not want to kiss
no,
them feet.
no, those are nasty.
Gross.
Those are nasty ass things.
Mm.
But he's never experienced 3-month-old feet.
Yes, I.
You know,
well,
so-
6.
There's a difference.
6-month-old
But
feet.
anyway,
Mm-mm.
That's
you know,
different.
but I mean, ultimately,
Anybody's
that's
feet,
the
huh?
thing.
Yeah.
Is it doesn't matter.
No.
It's they're your kids, and it doesn't matter how they're your kids. Whether you're the birth parent
Mhm.
or you're the adopted parent, they're still your kids,
Right.
And you at any given point, whether it was the choice of conception or the choice of adoption,
Mhm.
you've made that choice,
Mhm.
and that's what you wanted, and so you're going to do everything. You're gonna have hiccups. Everybody does.
Absolutely.
I mean, even as the birth parent, I look at it. I have you know, I have all the way from a 26-year-old down to a 10-year-old. You know, so I have the entire spectrum
Good
from
Lord.
preteen to teen to adult and everything. And I'm just like, you know what? I don't
got
want
more.
to punch you in the mouth, but then I'm going to kiss your face because I love you.
Yeah.
You know, and I've got the calls today. You know, my 23-year-old calls and she's like, Dad, I did this today. Okay. Well, first of all, that's called being an adult. Second of all, I'm proud of you.
Right.
I love you, and I don't even, you know, the words escape me.
You got more.
You know.
You got more angst than.
Well, I mean, in the end,
have
I
more
think
barrel biting.
there's. I think in the end, I think everybody wants our parents to love and accept us regardless
Of course.
and have our backs. And
Yeah.
and I mean, I know with his kids, I love him. I mean, and I love his grandkids and his great grandkids. And
I struggle with them.
Did you say great grandkids? Did you
you
say
have
great
great
grandkids?
I did.
At 62.
Holy shit, Bob!
It's not easy.
That's fair.
Yeah, apparently you are.
Ah,
Never.
been laying pipe since.
I'd never give it up without a second question.
That's fair. That's fair. I get it.
I mean,
It's great.
In the end, it's. I think that humanity part we're losing in our community, and I think we need to get back to that and that loving compassion that we all talk about, but the reality is we don't always do it.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean-
well, and the understanding,
Absolutely.
the communication. I mean, I have learned just
Man.
in the last couple of years, the communication alone is paramount to so much other stuff, because it's like, look, you know, and I know you don't know my backstory, and I'm not going to share it, but because it's in this moment, yeah, we don't have, yeah, but in this moment, you know, what you're saying is important,
Yeah.
Of
and
course.
so I'm going to just defer to that,
Oh,
but
thank you.
the importance of the communication to help your children
Yeah.
and anybody else for that fact to understand that, you know what, everybody's human.
Mhm.
Everybody's going to make mistakes, or everybody's going to make different choices, and that doesn't mean we have to
Yeah.
condemn people for that or anything else.
Right.
And because they were making the best choice they could at the time that they had to make that choice.
Well, you know, I said this the other day to a gal, and she didn't really know what to say to me. And I said, you know, with an unplanned pregnancy or an unintended, whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
I didn't want her to come into the world under the conditions that she came into.
Yeah.
And she didn't choose to come into this world
Right.
under all the circumstances she did. And a lot of people don't realize that. And you just make do. You just, as you
Do the
talked
best you
about
can.
with your daughter,
Nobody knows how the
you
hell to
find a
deal
way
with
to make
until
it happen.
Happens.
but you just don't know until you go through it. And that's just life. Everything throws at you.
Yeah.
And there's no
Yeah.
rule book for it.
Well, and
Right.
that's
That's
Right.
the biggest thing. Is
Yeah.
There is no book.
There is no book
There's
for
no
it.
there is no
manual.
book. And the one thing that I do appreciate that you say is through it.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. No matter what it is, you know, your experience that you had, the experience that I had, and I'll share that with later if you want to know. But the fact, you know, people say, you know what, just get over it.
Yeah.
And here's the bottom line. You're never going to get over it.
No.
I don't want to get over it.
Right.
But here's the thing. I need to learn how to get through it.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't want to forget it. As terrible as it may have affected me, and as much as it may have affected, I don't want to get through it because I want to.
Yeah, but it's still part of who you
I don't want to
are.
think
Right,
about it all
right.
every day, but I'm
Right.
gonna think about it every
Right.
day. You know, but I it needs to be there because it's a part of me. It's
Right.
a part of my children. It's a part of my life. It's a part of my world. And as whether it was a good thing or a bad thing or a terrible shitty thing,
Right.
it's still part of my life, and it has created huge bearing
Yeah.
on who I've become, and it becomes the fact where it's a huge thing into what it has, whether positively or negatively impacted your child or or their siblings
Right.
or your spouse's
Right.
lives, it's still a thing, and you have to accept it and move through it.
Right.
Move past it. I can drive down the street and I've passed the store that was down the street, but that doesn't mean it went away. It's still there.
Right.
And at some point, I'm gonna have to drive past it. And so I kind of relate that to life. It doesn't go away. It's all in how you choose to accept those things that happened in your past and how you.
You can't undo the past.
Right.
Yeah,
I get that
absolutely.
all the time where people,
Yeah.
especially adopted couples, are like, so do you regret your choice? And I said, well, that's kind of a dumb question. I understand the question.
Also a double edge.
It is, because
Yeah.
my response to that is, instead of saying, oh, that's stupid, is I can't. I can't.
Exactly.
I can't go back in time and undo it. Do I regret it? I did the best I could at that point in time in my life with the information that I had available to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Did I learn a lot from that? Absolutely. But I can't undo this.
No.
So I had to find a way, and I call it life after placement, because I had to find some type of life to breathe with all this grief and all this judgment, and find a way through it to become a better person and to find myself and be stronger,
Yeah.
versus staying a victim to something that I can't undo.
All right.
And I think
Yeah.
that mentality, and we could get into politics on that one,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
the victimology
Well, we could,
is
but-
ridiculous.
Yeah. Well,
and I think you're not moving, like you said. You've got to find a way, and it's heartbreaking. It's just wrenching.
you're
But you
preaching
know
to the
what?
choir.
It's so much of a learning lesson. It's always the hardest lesson that you come out the best.
Yeah.
You know, and you don't think that when you're going through it. I look now and I go, holy crap, I could have been homeless. I could have been all these other things, but I didn't. I became this other person, and I like this person.
Yeah.
And having the strength, I think that you were talking about, and what we all talk about is, how do you become that
Yeah.
better person?
It takes a crappy thing
It does.
to make you.
It's a life.
better.
That's
Yeah.
life. Life is going to
Yeah.
be constantly giving you struggles. It's constantly going to give you black eyes and hit you in the nuts. But the reality of it is, you got to breathe through it, take a deep breath, and get up and do it. Because guess what? You got a whole another day ahead of you.
Yeah.
Make
yeah.
it. You can choose.
You're dealt a handful of
Sure.
life, and
You can choose to be a better person. You
Yeah.
can choose to
Right.
change your mentality.
Yeah.
You can choose to be this person.
Yeah.
But like you said, the store, I call it the scar. I can't
Yeah.
change the scar. It's always going to be here. It's always going to be a part of my life. But you know what? I'm going to learn how to just get past it.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Now I look at it and go, that's my war wound. I'm a warrior. I got through this
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
so make
Oh
it
yeah.
on that
No,
thing, you
so
tattoo
my-
that thing, you do whatever you gotta take. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My 23-year-old, and I remember it as clear as day in my situation. She looked at me and she said, "Dad, I feel like you hate me
Oh,
now because of this." And I looked at her with all the love in my heart, and I said, "Sweetheart, here's the thing. I don't hate you. I don't like what happened. And that's different.
right.
What happened is different than how I feel."
Right.
I said, "So here's the thing. Here's the bottom line of the question. Did you learn anything?"
Mhm.
And she said, "Yeah, Dad.
We all learned
I
something.
learned a lot." And I said, "Okay, well, at this point, that doesn't classify it, or that classifies it as a mistake.
Yeah.
And a mistake we can move through,
Right.
and we can live with mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes, no matter what they are. And I don't care what your mistakes are, whether you are in the wrong place at the wrong time,
Right.
you know, whether you may have said something or done something that may have
Just
implied something
Right.
Yeah.
differently.
Right.
It's still a mistake."
And honest
And I said, "Are you going to do this again, or did you learn from it. And she said, Dad, I definitely learned from it.
Lucy and
Yeah. Lucy and Ricardo in there,
Ricardo.
brother.
You can
You know.
sit on it backwards.
Right.
Lucy and Ricardo.
Don't encourage it. Don't encourage it, right?
Okay, sorry.
Came out all
You know, and
showered.
He's like, shit, they've been talking about this before.
right. And she did. She said, Dad, I have learned a lot from this. And I said, okay,
You
that's
know.
all. And to this day, I don't ask her what happens.
Yeah.
And I've always told her, I said, at some point in your life, you will decide that you will need to elaborate
Mhm.
on the situation, and you'll tell me.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to ask you. I'm not going to pressure you,
Yeah.
and anything else. And it's a different situation,
Yeah.
you know, with different impacts. But it's the same.
Yeah.
You know, because, you know, just the same, you know, if I can, same topic, but different a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, with you had mentioned how your parents felt when you had to go and tell them, and how his parents felt. You got to understand, this
They-
is not the end of the world.
Yeah.
It is a hiccup. It's a problem. And problem's
None
not a
of it
good
is.
word. It's that's why I like
none
to
of
use.
it is the end of the world.
Yeah,
Right.
that's why I like to say it's a hiccup.
Yeah.
Yeah. It might be a
Everybody
shit
in their
show.
lives,
It,
whether it's a unintended or unplanned pregnancy,
Mhm.
you know, it's not. There's so many more things in this world that are so much more important than that, because your relationship with your parents is huge. Your relationship with your spouses are huge. Your
Right.
place with your siblings or your children, they're immense,
Yeah.
you know, and to let something like this, you know, create such a problem.
Yeah.
You know, yes, we're all going to have that initial reaction
Right.
of, are you fucking kidding me? Because we talked about this and we did this and we did that. You know, I had the situation with my daughters. Like I said, I told you, I have 5 daughters, and I told every one of them,
There's so many.
if the man that you are with refuses to go to the gas station and pay the $4 for a condom, then he is not the guy that is going to stand up and be with you because he likes you.
Yeah.
They're $4 a piece now.
I don't know. You know,
I don't either. That's why I asked.
that's the thing. You know, so it's
It's been a while for you there, Ryan.
yeah.
huh? It's been a while. Huh?
What?
Well, since I used one, or since I had
that's
a
fair.
reason to.
Go to get one.
Yeah.
Both.
Yeah. So it's
Both.
you know, and same thing. I'll bet you have some of the most uncomfortable conversations on a daily basis that most of us would just dread.
You know, constantly, and they're exhausting. I think one of the hard things doing this nonprofit, and it's not to throw my parents under the bus, but I think my dad was way more accepting about it than I ever thought he would be, but my mother wasn't. And so he
Yeah.
felt torn between, you know, being my dad and being the husband he needed to be
Yeah.
for his wife. And it took a lot for me to understand that my mother was grieving this whole thing, because she blamed it on herself, because that's what we do as moms, you know.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, we fucked up our kids, you know, what did I do
Yeah.
wrong?
Yeah.
And I
I'm a
understood
terrible
that.
mother.
But she didn't. The problem with it was is she wasn't willing to have that uncomfortable conversation with me, and she
Yeah.
never did. My dad was, and that was even more uncomfortable. But unfortunately, when I did this work, my mother and I we've never been able to talk about it. She doesn't want to talk about it,
Yeah.
so our relationships
Suffered.
It's very
Yeah,
much
faltered.
Yeah.
very much in the dirt, basically.
Yeah.
And the sad part is my daughter also. I mean, I used to think that, you know, she was my ride or die, as you called it. And I had to step back because she had 5 children with 4 different men. Her parents were just tag teaming all these kids, and she just couldn't get her shit together. And it was difficult for me to constantly have oh, you're grandma, here you are, here's this kid, and then you disappear, and then I couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah.
And I had to make the hard decision and the conversation with her of going, we're done.
Yeah. I got to
We're
cut.
done.
You are.
This is too toxic
Yeah.
for me.
That's what
And
I
I
was
always,
going to say.
I always
jokes
tell
on deck,
people,
but-
right? I tell people, you know, it's not that I don't love them, and it's not that I would make them suffer by not eating, if, you know.
Right.
But there's another table. You can go sit and eat over there. You don't need to sit at my table, and that's kind of been really
of
a
course.
reality for me. And
At some point, you have to realize that you can only make so much dinner.
Yeah. Well,
One,
and it's
you
and
know.
it's the fact
Yeah.
of
Like I can't feed the whole damn motel.
Yeah.
And
Well,
not literally, but
no,
but mentally.
Yeah.
Mentally.
well, and here's the thing.
yeah,
I can
Here's
only
the
do
thing
so
that I
much.
think.
right. Get your own damn dinner.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, the thing that I think about, and I think that
Of
the
course.
generation before ours doesn't realize is I can love you,
Boomer.
and I can love you as my parent, and I can care about you and everything else.
But I don't have
But
to
on
like
the same
you.
thing, I can't. I cannot like you.
Yeah.
I cannot like the things you do.
Right.
You know, it comes to the old adage of, you know, I can hate the sin, but I can love the sinner.
Yeah.
I mean that's what it boils down to. I don't like what you're doing, you know, and I equate that
that's-
to the whole
that's
the whole
a good
thing
one. That's a good
in
one.
in our country right now is, you know what, I don't hate you because you're gay.
Yeah.
You know, I hate. And I don't hate you. I love you because you're a person and I care about you. I may not like the things you do,
You don't.
but you're still a
Real
person.
asshole.
You're still a person, you know. And it all blends together.
It does.
And we say it a lot at the end of the show. You know what? Be a better person.
Yeah.
Be nice.
Literally.
You know what? It doesn't matter that your neighbor is pansexual, trisexual, whatever it is. I don't know. I mean, I lose track of all of it. It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
If they're a good person, then you should be a good person.
And I
Why does
think
it
that
matter?
all in all, despite, like you said, all the political bullshit set aside, the reality is what kind of person do you want to be and how do you want to be treated?
Yeah,
You know,
exactly. Golden rule.
Oh yeah.
That's the golden rule.
We
Bottom
talk.
line.
My husband and I talked about this all the time, and I said, you know what's funny is this. These people, you know, like, have you ever gone to the grocery store and they have the shittiest service, you know?
Oh yeah.
And yet, if they go to a store and you treat them that way, how dare you? And
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
it's not a one-way street. You
Yeah.
know,
Oh, yeah.
practice what you preach.
Yeah, I see the cashier. You know, I go to the Starbucks, which I don't go to Starbucks because fuck you, Starbucks.
No.
Fuck you,
I
Starbucks.
will beat your ass.
Yeah, no, I've never. Well,
Catch
I'll
you
take
at
that
a
back.
Starbucks.
I'll take that back. I have been gay.
Chives. The chai
County,
tea is
you're
my
a chai
favorite.
teayer.
Is Weaver County
love
open
the
tomorrow? Because I need to
I-
go reverse this marriage.
I have one of my 18-year-old is all about the unicorn thing or the rainbow thing, whatever it
Right.
is. You know, so I have taken her, and that's how much I care about my kids. I hate Starbucks.
Whatever. We'll get the
You know,
Starbucks.
But I will take you to
Unicorn.
Starbucks as much as I hate Starbucks because I'm not writing a screenplay and I don't wear a beret or a vest, you know. But anyway. So I think we're getting to that point.
see?
But here's
Nope.
Ooh, yeah.
You just went fucking Peter Griffin. She did the bullshit eye back and
like
forth,
She
like
did.
bottom up blink.
Half
That
stroked
would
out.
that really clears
Oh
up your
man, we just hit
sinuses.
the smelly salt.
the smelly
Yeah.
salts.
Yeah. Here, I'll take a
I'll
Yeah.
take a hit.
Yeah.
No, I think this is a good
yeah,
time
just to let everybody
to-
know out
yeah,
there in
to
listener
pimp-
land.
Pimp the website again.
www.lifeafterplacement.org.
Lifeafterplacement.org. And you've got a function coming up.
I do.
Next
I
month.
just looked. That's why I have my phone
Yeah,
right there.
tell us.
May 10th.
Tell
May
us
10th.
all about it.
I
I want
double-checked
to. I
the
want to
date.
know
It
We're gonna
is.
go.
everything you've got.
It is awesome. I mean, the women have to register online. You can sponsor a birth mom.
Are there males?
No,
Can males go?
no,
Oh.
no.
Well, I guess we're not going to go.
No, you're not. Again, it's protecting their anonymity, their safety. But
Well, I just want to go for the buffet to support you.
you can go there. You just can't go to the event. You can go to the same hotel though.
Can we be well? If I think we could be there for a sponsor.
You cannot be there.
I won't talk.
but you can send money.
Okay. Hey, with that, here's the thing. Okay, with that. So you say the birth moms have to register.
They do.
What does it cost for
It's
a birth?
It's $35. That covers their ticket, but that's usually the women will walk out of there with $300 at the least per person of just amazing gifts and donations that people have been gracious throughout the year. They'll donate from anything that would make them feel good to their health, their mental health, or even if it's just chopstick, and someone, made some homemade chopsticks and they want to give it to her. I love that. I don't want your chopstick.
I didn't say you, but maybe someone.
Someone does.
Yeah.
Anything to make,
Probably not.
I mean, you think about it. If you do something for your mom, what is the one thing she really likes? One, cleaning the house, right? But something that she wants to walk away with. I mean, we just have some amazing donators. I mean, this one gal makes this beautiful lotion bars. I didn't even know there was such thing as a lotion bar. It's a lotion bar.
Are they like lemon bars?
No. Not even close.
Yeah.
But the swag bags are just amazing. Anything to help promote mental health or their physical health or just their well-being in general.
Yeah.
They walk out with just, I can't give out a lot because we do a theme every year, but anything as far as anyone that's got a business that want to support it.
Do you have?
If we can, what can we
Do
do?
you? Well, here's okay.
A simple act of
Hey,
kindness.
just in case.
Just in case, shut it down.
This is what you're doing. This is what I want.
I like the duck
Okay.
end.
So, do
Carolyn,
you
we can't
have?
go.
Do you have? Do you,
Do you want me to slap him?
do you have birth mothers there, or do you know of any birth mothers that possibly, or that may not be able to?
I usually have probably about 10 to 15 birth mothers that could be sponsored.
Okay, so here's the thing: the Blowed Out Podcast. On behalf of the Blowed Out Podcast, we want to sponsor however many that will get, because it's important.
Thank you.
I mean, women, birth mothers, everything. We want to do what we can to help support your cause in any way we can. I know. He's looking at it going, you know how many.
Yeah,
Here's the thing, Shook. Do you think that would stop any of the game? I mean,
Do you want to
that's probably
try?
a poor
Do you want
choice.
to try?
Hey,
Do you want to try?
Here's the thing. You,
He's already giving you the look now.
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I get
but here's
free
the thing.
Bluetooth. That's a fucking fair trade.
Yeah. As the Blowed Out Podcast, we definitely support you and your cause and how important it is.
Thank you.
And so
the Christmas
whatever that donation can do
Absolutely.
to help
Anything.
sponsor any of the birth mothers that may not be able to
Yeah.
afford to get there.
Mhm.
We want to do that
Thank you.
to help them.
I'm hoping
So-
as time goes that, and I always tell myself I'm never going to do it again, and then I end up doing it every year. And my
How
husband's
many
like,
years have we been saying that?
Yeah, right.
Right.
Yeah.
I am hoping we get enough sponsorship that we can actually fly birth mothers in there's so many of them that can't join or would like
Yeah.
to join.
Yeah.
And a lot of times the dinners that are out there are again, not that I would down anybody that celebrates birth mothers, but I don't think anyone's been able to touch what we've been able to do.
Yeah.
And-
Well, and
And the level of class that I go to is almost ridiculous, but each birth mother gets like a name tag. She specifically, walked to the table that, her name's on a card. I mean, how often do you feel that like someone
Level of-
knows my name?
yeah, level
Absolutely.
of importance.
Right.
Yeah.
And
it's that's
and then to be able to meet other women from all different aspects. From women who are in their 80s to a birth mother who's old, 12 or 14 years old, that has to have her mom bring her.
yeah.
We how
they all
awesome
share
is that?
something
They all do.
that's huge.
They all do.
And it's that support system.
Yes, it is.
They say it takes a village. Well, guess what?
Yeah.
It takes a village just as much to raise an adult
Yeah.
and support an adult as it does
more.
children.
Yeah.
We all need the
Kids are
support
easy.
in some way, shape, or form. So here's the thing: anything that the Blowed Out podcast can do, I'll be 100% honest. Financially, there's not a lot we can do, but here's the thing: you need somebody to, not. Well, let's just go from there. Anyway,
Do you
so
mean
know
dig
where
a
it's
grave?
going.
anybody?
So I was
No,
like,
we're not gonna. No, because here's the thing: we're not gonna throw a lot of stuff around because that qualifies it as premeditated, if you will.
I gotcha.
So we don't want to go down that road.
murder.
Gotcha. I got
Yeah.
that lot.
Anybody
Yeah, murder.
needs some help. Hey, stop using these words that we don't use
Oh,
in
sorry,
here.
the unalive.
Not even unalive.
Yeah, we can't talk about it.
That's funny.
Let's just say
We can't premeditate.
if
Wouldn't
people
that be awesome to have like a group of people I can call up and go, hey, this guy needs a conversation. He needs to come to Jesus conversation. That would be
Yeah.
awesome.
Do you-
Wouldn't that
Yeah,
be
we
awesome?
got shows.
do you
You
do
don't
you think
have that
that
group
doesn't
now?
exist?
But
but here's the
have,
thing:
Well, that's weird.
I
If-
We have
don't.
that
I'm not
group.
going to admit that on this
We have-
podcast.
we have
sweetie.
we have
Well, now
expressed
you're a
it
fan,
to
so.
many people that once you come into this studio and you share your stories with us, and if we feel that you're good people, we're going to support you in any way, shape, or form. So if that means if you called us
Mm.
and you said, hey, Fatty or Maddie,
No, that's fair.
I have this person, I have this woman that needs some help,
Vitamin
just
D.
just to feel a little more secure in where they're at or something. I'll go park in front of their house.
I love that. I love that.
Because
Oh,
we know
Christ,
we
that's
know
easy.
in that
That's the easy
situation
part.
that a lot of things can happen.
Mhm.
Dad,
Yeah.
or the sperm donor. Let's put it that way, because
Literally,
those
that's
ones are
all he
just
is.
literally
Right.
sperm
That's
donors.
all he is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the easy
they can all of a sudden become belligerent pieces of trash,
Yeah.
and
Let's say.
we love our mothers,
Yeah.
and we're going to support them, and so in turn, you know what? I don't want to know your backstory. All I want to know is that
You're
that child is safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if it takes me sitting in front of that driveway or sitting in front of that house to make sure nobody gets near there,
Of
then
course.
we'll do that. You
So
know,
say, I ain't got no-
and so
I ain't got no damn money, but I'm real good at dental work.
yeah. So and
you know
same
what would be
thing.
really awesome is to do a fundraiser or even to provide a like a bikers type thing of how they do for the kids and make them feel safe. Wouldn't that be awesome?
We've done a few.
Well,
That
it
would be
sounds like
awesome.
we have a little bit of work.
Yes, we do.
We have some
We
Damn
may
it,
have
that's
done
more
one or
work.
two in,
We
our,
have some-
in our day.
we have some resources that we can reach out to that
Hey,
I think
feel
it'd be
very
awesome.
similar.
I wasn't in resource.
I was.
So was I. That's okay.
I didn't realize I was retarded till 40.
Dude, I am so ADHD.
Oh, they just let you slide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But,
No Child Left Behind
Yeah.
right here.
So anyway,
On the-
we're
On the food pyramid and everything else. Yeah, no, they didn't leave me behind.
all the time.
I was the
food
pyramid.
yeah, you are the food
You are
pyramid.
Well, thank you. And
Anyway,
you guys have
so-
been awesome to let us come on here and talk, and
No, you
we
guys
would
have been
love to
awesome.
come back
You're
and
always welcome.
Oh
have
yeah,
a
no,
good
we're gonna
shit chat.
we're gonna have.
I love that.
We're gonna have you back.
Absolutely.
We're gonna have you
it.
back in a
I
couple of
wasn't
weeks.
sure. I mean,
We're gonna talk
And
about
that-
the whole dietary vitamin supplement thing because that's a huge thing in
It
here.
is. It
I
is.
want you to
Back
talk
to
about
the
your
food
affection for
pyramid.
AOC.
No,
She's pretty hot.
We texted a whole
Well,
bunch.
she's
she
so
is,
hot.
sadly.
And I
Yeah,
knew you were fine.
yeah, that's the-
and
that's the
Dean,
bad
you know,
part.
vouched for you
And
and
she's
everything
kind of
else. So I knew
attractive,
It was cool,
but-
but I was like, well, it's just a shitbag. I mean,
Yeah.
this is not a podcast studio. And
Hey, you shut your whore mouth.
no, it's a very good podcast studio,
That's
but
right.
it's far from professional.
How many other podcasts?
Camaros.
Yeah, there's a 67
60
Camaro and a 79 Ironhead
That's a
Listen.
sitting in the
64.
studio.
My husband was drooling before we even got started. staring
I
at the
told him.
car.
I told him he could get in it.
No, he can't.
Yeah.
That's a 64
Anyway.
Camaro
Hey.
and a 2025 Ironhead.
Yeah. How about you shut your cake hole?
I'm not the one that
We could do
buys
this. We could do this all day.
All right.
I love it.
Fucking
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. So anyway, hey,
and
let's get back.
shine Harleys.
Let's get back to the
All
topic.
right, fine.
Okay. So
Focus.
on the 10th of May,
Yes.
you have an event.
We do.
which apparently
Where
we
is
can
your-
go to.
Hey, shut up. Where
No,
is
that
your-
was my. Fine. Sorry. My whole point was I wanted to go and
Yes.
somehow
That's where we're trying to transition
but she
to.
said we can't. So somehow.
No, you want to go because you're looking for a date. The rest of us are not looking for a date.
Yeah. You're looking at another,
Hey.
another fucking victim.
Mm,
Fucking asshole.
Yeah. Yeah. Stop. Stop. Just stop.
You're right.
Just stop
It's-
talking.
You can go to the buffet though.
You just want the buffet.
Just let me know and I'll wave to you and then shut the door.
It's not a seafood
fine.
buffet.
That's fine.
I've never had it.
Yeah.
I heard it's
you're
really
missing.
good. The Mother's Day brunch is really awesome.
Yeah.
But it's
I
not
haven't had-
Birth Mother's Day.
Yeah. Not birth Mother's Day, but the Mother's Day buffet is
Right.
fire. But
You can do it.
Mother's
Okay.
Day buffet.
No, it's
anyway,
rolling.
let's. Okay. Hey. Let's bring it down just a second.
All right.
Okay. Let's just.
Everyone, please.
Okay. So on the 10th of May,
Yeah.
where is your event located? Please
Little
share.
America.
Little America, Salt Lake City,
Little America,
Utah.
Salt Lake City, Utah.
Because we're in 12 countries.
Literally.
We are
Might
this
be
this
13 by the
podcast
time
might
of
be
this.
13. Anyway,
98
Little
cities
America,
across 12 countries.
Little America.
Little America.
That's the name of the hotel and event space in Salt Lake City, Utah.
You have to register. You can't come in.
Pre-register on the website. The website is
www.lifeafterplacement.org.
lifeafterplacement.org. Rough, you said about $35 ish.
It's
I think-
$35 per, well, yeah, $35 for registration.
Okay, fantastic. All of which you can do online.
Yep.
I'll have a room.
And
so you don't
the
need
resources the resources there for information, education, therapy, I would
If
guess.
they do, but this day is just to spoil them. Just to spoil them.
Fair enough.
And-
And all should be
why I'm
and
going.
which
Yeah.
makes me feel so much better about the donation.
Oh,
And here's the thing: the Blowed Up podcast, we don't even want them to know. We just want all we would like is for you to say, you know what, some good people
yeah.
decided that you were important enough
I
that
wouldn't
you
even go
needed
so far
this.
as to say good people, but
I'm gonna go that far.
some people.
We're trying to stay
I-
anonymous, and if we
I
stay
really-
anonymous, they won't know.
I really think it'd be interesting for Bob to describe that day because he's
Yeah,
always
what's it like,
been a part
Bob?
of it.
You go there?
Me and Bob are going
Is
to
it
be
a meat-
all
is it a-
in
get to go?
in the
Is it a
pool,
meat market?
so-
Jokes, people. Jokes. It's just jokes.
Just jokes.
We don't
It's
want
it's
that.
just
No.
raw dogging everywhere.
Does do you roll like the Grinch before Christmas? Does your heart grow 3 sizes just seeing these birth mothers get get this bit of pampering, if you will?
Well, it is a great event to watch and see how they're treated and how they
awesome.
how they respond to it. It really is a great thing to see.
Like I said,
Like I say,
would show
I
up.
get to be the one guy who's there as the non-binary birthing person.
That's fair. That's fair.
So
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. And I'm gonna tell you, Bob, is I can understand 100% the.
fourth husband, so you got it.
Oh, that's fair. She's going.
I'm looking for
fourth
brother.
husband.
You know, we have this joke
Hey,
every time we go
that's
somewhere.
what that money was for.
That's exactly. We always joke like, I'm looking for brother husbands. Screw the
Yeah.
sister.
Yeah, I
wives.
was
I'm looking for
gonna.
brother
I was
husbands.
gonna say.
I got it
You
down, man. Get the
polyamory.
application, man.
Oh, I'm down.
We're gonna do it.
Bro, I'm down.
Polyamory.
I'll if I
Bob's
can
not a
if I can
cock.
roll opposite
He
if
just
I can roll
knows that
opposite
you have
of
more than
polygamy.
one. He's like, I'm going to bed. I don't give a shit what you do. I'm not a cuck. Just don't fucking tell me about it. It's polyamory.
Yeah. Don't wake me up.
Yeah.
It probably wasn't good because I said that to his boss when I first met him because he knew about Utah and the culture, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm looking for brother husbands. And he's over here going,
I've told
shut
these guys
the
all
fuck
the time. When I was rebuilding airplanes for Uncle Sugar, I'd go TDY, all over the place, and I'd always somewhere backwoods, typically.
Literally.
Arkansas or Georgia or God. And they'd be like, you're from Utah? I'm like, you a Mormon? I'm like,
Here we go. Here we go with this
Like,
conversation.
yeah. How many wives you got? I'm like,
Right?
all of them.
It never fails.
Bro, I
Every
got
time I go
my
anywhere, because
entire-
the sister wives,
Yeah.
I get it all the time. They're like, so how many polygamists are there? Do you like? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm looking for brother husbands all the time.
Hell yeah.
And the look on their
Right.
face, I love it because he's over here snirking and I'm
yeah.
just over here going,
They don't know. They're just like,
they have no.
are they for real? Or like,
Yeah,
they don't know what to
we practice around these parts. We practice equal opportunity polygamy
Yeah.
around there. So you want 5 husbands? You want 27 husbands? All right, that's cool.
Bring
I'm
it.
down. I'm down.
So,
I need
shit,
your
what
rap
was that
sheet.
place in North Carolina?
What do you do for work?
That's scary.
Ah, damn it. Somewhere in North Carolina, I can't remember the name of the damn base, but, Fayetteville.
Yeah,
Vietnam.
Vietnam.
No.
Because
We love you long time.
Yeah, that's right outside the Fort Bragg. So, like, they literally, when you fly in, there's this huge blacklist of places you're not allowed to go.
Mhm.
I was like, well, thank God I'm not military, because that's all of it.
Yeah.
That's all the places. And they're like,
And I want to go all.
yeah, well, you're not supposed to. And I was like, I write them down. I'm like, apparently I can get a handy in this motherfucker. And they're like,
Where
nope.
was your boot camp? Your boot camp was Fort Polk. Fort Polk.
You were in Polk, huh? Polk County.
Ew.
County.
Nice.
Military man?
Reserves.
What branch?
Army.
Attaboy. Absolutely. Thank you for your
I
service.
did 33 years in the Army.
Yeah. It's
It's
one
good.
of those.
No, but
you guys are awesome, and thank you so much. I mean, this has been
we're
fun.
trying,
Like I said,
and
good for him
we'll
now.
we'll
Yeah.
definitely
I wanna-
advocate for
That's why I
for
kept
all of
telling
that.
you. I was like, hey, it's just a shitbag shop.
Listen,
You're going to have to wash your
you were
clothes when you
being
get
a little
home, 'cause-
bitchy about it.
He gets a little bitchy
He
about it all the
did.
time.
He's like, I don't know if I'm going to bring this chick here.
Yeah.
That was the worst part. And I told Dean, even, I was like,
You talked to
we just
Dean?
fuck around. Like, she wants to get serious and shit, talking about goddamn babies and shit. And like, bro, she's cool. And I was like, I'm sure she is, and I've talked to her. I know she's cool, but I'm like, we just fuck around. And I was like, how can we go from fucking around to being serious? and then go back to fucking around. You know, he's like,
Hey, that's
bro.
that's the ticket.
I know it.
I'm jealous.
You know.
What did he do? When we went somewhere.
Went gay.
Well, no.
I don't know. Our family does.
I don't know. I didn't
You know, big
ask.
hearts.
Oh, well, he's got a
He
yurt.
shopped, and I think it was it after, I think we did lunch or something. I can't remember who was doing it. And he did like the whole, because he's got the whole ZZ Top
Right.
beard, And I'm like, what's that smell? And he goes,
Ew,
Oh,
yes,
that's-
hippie ass, nasty beard.
no, he was amazing. I'm like, what are you putting in that? And he goes, I put clove and I put all these spices in.
Oh my god!
And I'm like-
he's-
I'm on a citrus
he
kick.
has finger symbols.
and then
shit.
I go over and I'm all
I'm on
stiff
a
in my
cit-
hair going,
I'm on a citrus kick,
I-
and it
I can't-
smells so good, dude.
it's like, it's just, yeah. I'm like,
Every once in a while,
I
he's
want
like,
what he has.
Hey, bro. I'm like, see, like, what are you doing? Sweating it out in my yurt. I'm like, what? He's like,
Don't
Yeah.
mess with it.
it's Tuesday, 2:00 in the afternoon.
I
I'm
haven't
like,
met his
"Oh,
dogs.
Must be nice.
I know he loves his dogs.
Must be nice. You could have had a dangerous spot.
Those dogs are.
Oh no, he's
beautiful.
retired twice over,
That's true.
and he
could do the whole-
he just burns
could do
trees.
Could have had the
all
dangerous
the
spot.
the herbal
he
life
just-
thing.
yeah,
he could
yeah,
do that
he just
too.
burns trees and sweats it out his yurt. And I'm like, yeah, it must be nice.
This must be nice. You're a fucking night walker, dude. Like you walk the night shift.
I could burn trees in my yurt at night.
I think he was more surprised that I came up to him, talked to him, because most people don't. That was kind of
Oh
funny.
Christ, he has high praise for you.
Oh, I love that.
He's a good dude.
I love that.
He's a
We
good
just
dude.
got to get him on
Trust
here now.
me, there's not many gingers that I like.
That's fair.
Yeah,
That is
That's
fair.
fair.
yeah.
He's
a
great. He did
soulless
he did
bastard.
like to test me though. Of course, everybody does, but
No, I
they test me like, so do you know what this tool is? Yes, I do.
Oh,
Yes, I
this
do.
was fantastic. I thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I felt
loved
bad
having you,
because I,
and
I put it off because I was apprehensive.
Oh,
No, I'm super happy. It was fantastic, and you guys are welcome back anytime.
we'd love to do
Yeah.
this again.
No,
Absolutely.
we're definitely gonna have to set up another one.
I
We
love
talked
it.
a little bit before. Different premise, a whole different thing.
There was so many
Um,
subjects we could
Bob
have
maybe
done.
Yeah.
wants to start
Yeah.
earlier.
So
but-
it's
her and Ashley together on a fucking.
oh yeah, that we already talked about that.
Yeah.
before
We,
you
we
showed
need
up.
to do
That'd
that
be
too.
banging.
That'd
Yeah.
be fun. That'd be fun.
No.
yep. We'll
That'd
get
be
some.
fun.
So
You know,
we
And then you
That'd be
guys can
good.
do
So-
cars, and I'll just sit back and drink.
yeah okay. How about you can sit back and drink. We'll sit back and talk about cars and drink.
No,
There you
'cause
go.
She already said Bob's a wino, so Christ, he's gonna want to get in on it.
He's a wine snob.
You're-
He's the
hey,
whiner.
here's the thing. We'll definitely have you back.
Chardonnay.
Oh,
Yeah, we'll definitely
that'll
have
be
you back.
fun. That'll be totally fun.
But I expect Bob to show up in his podcast pants.
Cabernet. Yeah, there you go.
Peanut Grigio.
Cardboard dough.
I'll make sure he wears the sexy bitch necklace. That
Oh yeah,
cracks me up.
yeah. You need your Guido chain and your podcast pants. I'm down.
I
bro.
only have these many clothes on because I didn't know what to expect.
Aw.
I have a
Now you know you
Stevie
don't
Ray
care.
Vaughan shawl in the
Oh, that's pretty
microwave.
disgusting normally. That's pretty disgusting.
Oh yeah, no. It's
What do you mean disgusting?
he calls
My
it
thong is
disgusting.
right there.
He's wearing a thong and a dashiki. I am usually wearing a Grecian robe and nothing else, or a pair of podcast pants. A lot of my podcast pants are just fishnet drawers.
So
That's it.
if I wear the low cut, boost top, that'll keep the conversation going. Is that what you're saying?
Probably not, because
That's
a
not-
lot of us in the room will be weak.
I got it. I know
Miss-
exactly
when
what we're
Miss
going to talk
Lady's
about.
here- when Miss Lady's here, I can get distracted very,
I
very
like how he
easily.
says a lot of my podcast pants are fishnet. No, you have one pair. The
You
rest of
only have
them are
one
penis
pair.
sleeves.
No.
It's not gross.
I own multiple of those.
They won't wear that bullshit.
Bullshit.
They said, "Oh, we put clothes on today." And
No, we've done it in the
this
dark.
is clothes.
We've done it in the dark.
This is why we have-
I put on a fucking
Oh,
fresh one.
speaking of which.
You're not feeling uncomfortable today, and I'm like, "Oh, that's fucking great, man."
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
No, I think it was
He's,
fantastic.
he's
It was
so
awesome. I
afraid
appreciate the shit out of, you
of
guys,
my
and thank you for coming.
masculinity over here.
He does that
that-
same thing too. He does the same thing.
I'm the guy. I've got the point in my life where I don't care. I'm like it or not, I don't care. If you don't like it, there's the door.
Yep.
You know, it's just
Once you get to be our age, right, Bob?
yeah. Why? Hey,
I got no
you know
shits
what?
to give.
you can
No
either embrace it,
Hey.
which I wouldn't mind if
At
you come over here and
53
embrace it, Bob. You're kind of handsome guy.
At 53, Bob has no fucks to give.
Yeah, that's
And
where
I'm
I'm at.
fixing to turn 49
How did you become
on
53? And I was
God
56.
Damn.
Oh, that's right. I'm 39.
You're
I'll take
39.
39.
I got one more year.
Good on you, Bob.
Me too.
I'm 49. I'm 49 in 4 days.
Yeah,
3
49.
days.
What?
Happy birthday to the fatty with an addy on
thank you.
Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah, but at least mine's still not starting with a 5, which yours
yeah,
will be.
no, I'm fixing to top that hill.
It's a weird
So-
feeling to hit
Fucked
50.
up.
It's weird.
yeah.
Dumb
It's
shit.
weird.
Yeah, I feel like
I might rob a bank
I
and
feel like I'm gonna
crash
be
into a Winco or some shit. Just be like, I'm almost 50.
I'm kind of feeling like I'm gonna buy a bulldozer and a lot of bulletproof armor. Is where I'm at.
You're hating it that much, huh?
Not bad.
Oh,
Komatsu.
I'm far past hate. anymore.
You're just going to embrace it.
General disdain
No.
for the public is
I'm gonna buy a Prius. I'm gonna buy a Prius and a bunch of vinyl that just says "Shoot here."
You got a 67 Camaro and a 79 iron.
No, he's,
and a general disdain.
I don't give a goddamn.
you know the
Yeah.
funny part.
Oh yeah. No. At
He's
some
the
point,
last
everybody
guy
in this
to
town.
pony up to. I'm gonna live through it. No, he's the one that goes. Fuck! I just wish the fucking maybe I'll just jerk it into a fucking bridge.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, then why do all these things to sustain yourself? I'm like, I have things in place. I have the food, storage, not much, granted. Well, it's just for me also. So
Yeah.
poor kids. Be like, you gonna eat that pudding pack?
He's got Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. That's because for me,
And a
I'm
clip.
I'm gonna go out and I want to know that in a year or 2 or 5 or 10, people will be sitting around going, "Bro, did you see that TikTok of that dude that did this?"
There will be no.
Yeah. Did you see that guy that was riding that 79 Ironhead?
with a Mac 10 up his
Yeah.
butthole and
Yeah.
just shot himself.
Did you see
to
that
death.
guy?
Jack 10 on the fucking on the iron
Yeah.
head?
Did you see that guy in the penis sleeve riding a 79 Ironhead with an Uzi in one hand and a flamethrower in the other?
And then hit the speed bump.
And then he hit the speed bump and flew 67
plan.
feet
And
and
just
blew
fell
up.
over?
That's where I'm at.
And the sad
can't
part
ride
about
the
that
seven-
is the
you
day
can't
after
ride the
Trump will
Iron
outdo
Head.
you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
You said the T word. You created contention.
Yeah, right.
They're like, hey, Ryan, how you doing today? I'm like, well, just waiting for a fucking roof beam. They're like, what?
Yeah.
Like,
And that's the difference.
Yeah.
That's the difference. I like to try and make things happen instead of just waiting
Instead of
for
waiting
them
for
to
it to
happen.
I'm
gonna
going to
crash
nudge it.
into said roof beam before.
Yeah.
You got to nudge it. Like, let's take a screw out and see what happens.
Yeah.
That way,
Yeah.
let's try another one.
Fedelisk.
I do it all. Barn.
Banging on some
Burned.
shit like, come
I do it all week at work. Him and I work on automated machines at work, and they run back. They do their thing, and there's a switch. So when you have to walk down there to fuck with them, they can't run you over.
Maybe talk a little closer to that.
You can still hear me.
That phallus thing. Barely.
This close.
Pretty close. It's better than being back here.
What?
Jeez.
But
You know, I used to sell a lot on the base, so I know what you're talking about. The
yeah,
overhead
so
cranes.
ASM,
I stand outside the base and just sell myself.
wishing he could work there.
I make better money outside the gate.
I bet.
So you want somebody to
And
Got a piece of cardboard. He's like, "We'll work for your government trash."
yeah,
You slut.
yeah. We'll tell you do a good job for money.
he's
We'll
trying
tell
not
you
to
you
laugh.
matter. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's just like we'll work at AFES if you marry me.
I will tell you did hard work today for money.
I'll wash your ABUs for a handy.
Oh, that's even worse.
This is where it goes full
Yeah.
shit show.
Why don't you tell me I did it hard work?
Yeah, $20.
There's
$20.
not one fucking
Yeah.
There ain't one
20
person
bucks,
on
that's
that
it.
base.
Listen, he doesn't have much. I already got money from him.
Yeah,
so
he's
you
already got
can't-
money.
You can't have anything else.
My friend, you worked so unbelievably hard this week. You had to have lost at least 10 pounds this week because the work you did and as busy as you were back and forth throughout that, I don't even understand how you have
Matt,
time
I love this.
to even
I
understand.
love this too.
Yeah, I know you did.
Didn't show up Monday.
Maddie
I was late Tuesday.
works harder than all of us combined.
I was late Wednesday.
And I keep telling him, you're not going to be able
On
to keep that up
Thursday, the only reason
forever.
why I showed up is
He's
because
like,
we had a meeting.
Yeah, I know. And maybe
Right?
you shouldn't be admitting to any of this
He's like,
because one
We
of
recorded it.
one of the project managers has now known what the name of this is.
no. that
But
was a
the only
DPM.
good part is
Deputy.
when he asked what it was, he also opened
Fucking
no,
asshole.
he says, "What's the Blowed Out podcast?" and then opened a locker to find
My
a
locker.
bumper sticker that said, "I'm not gay, but my butthole is." So
Oh,
we're
this is
only
all
hoping that he
facts.
won't listen for the fact that maybe he thinks this is some sort of
He opened my locker
homosexual
and saw that sticker that said, "I'm not gay,
promotional
but my butthole is."
podcast.
So they put on there.
Fucking hired
And he goes, huh. It closed my locker, and he goes,
Huh.
"Well, I guess it depends on what you're talking about being blowed out." And I was like, "Oh, that's great." Now the deputy program manager thinks my butthole is blowed out, and that's what the podcast is about.
which may be a hey,
It could be a thing.
that may be a
Power
sub
Bottom podcast.
Yeah, maybe a sub podcast
Right.
under the umbrella of
Well,
the Blowed Out
It hasn't
podcast.
worked for my OnlyFans, so
Anyway, I think we're to that point. I think we've hit that. I think we've hit that wall.
oh, we definitely hit the wall.
Yeah, because we're
Thank you guys so much for coming.
Thank you
absolutely
for inviting us. It
absolutely.
was
And
fun.
again, life after
Placement.org.
placement.org. And they have an event coming on the 10th of May. Hit the
Which
website up.
apparently no penises are allowed at.
None.
No. And I don't want to.
I will.
I don't want to be
there.
there. But
I'm
here's
going
the
to go down and just have brunch with Bob.
I think at this point, the people
Oh,
that
yeah.
are registering for this
Oh, yeah.
have probably had enough
Should get
penis
clipped,
for a
right?
while.
They did.
I
They
mean,
did.
not discounting
That's why
the things
they're
that happen,
there.
that's why they're there.
there.
Yeah. So I think maybe they want a little less penis at this point.
Like I said, Matt and I and Justin will come down and have brunch with Bob, where we're not allowed, but in the same building.
All right. But
That's
anyway,
supposedly
He
it's a
can't go
badass
this
brunch.
year, so you
Yeah.
you can be on
I've
your
never
own.
had it.
My,
I'm in.
my daughter is all about it too.
Oh, like
so
$50 though.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter.
Well, we're gonna
my
need
daughter-
the organization to pay for our brunch
Good luck with that.
for supporting. We're supporting you.
I dropped my daughter off yesterday at a sexual assault-
Firehouse,
No.
It's a
hospital.
So, in Ogden
Yeah.
City.
The safe haven law came into place. Is that what you're saying?
Because of rash.
No, she was like,
Because
it was like
they
a
do all
protest
the-
thing, and
Right.
My daughter wanted to go, and she.
And that's
No, it's
and
awesome.
that's fantastic.
Super.
I
awesome.
love it.
She's
But this
17.
is-
She could be like,
So this is
Fuck
an
you.
this is an event for birth mothers
Yes. Yeah.
that have
Placed a child.
that have
for
placed a
child.
child up for adoption.
Placed a
Um,
child.
Yeah,
Just
placed,
placed.
Also,
placed a
I-
child.
I think
Fair
I
enough.
should give her-
Okay, my bad. My bad.
Unfortunately,
You know.
in your line of work, there's a lot of sexual assault as well.
There is. There is. So
Absolutely.
But
Well,
look
well,
them, hit them up on the interwebs,
Yeah.
and support them. You know what?
Absolutely.
Here's the thing. Anybody else that's listening that may have the ability and the means to sponsor
Yeah,
some
support.
birth mothers that can do this,
Please.
please do, because this is a day that those birth mothers get some pampering, get things that they wouldn't necessarily get just in the normal everyday day-to-day life.
Right.
And
Well, I
it's
also think that-
important and because we
You're not a piece of shit.
yeah. Well, and the thing is we, those of here at the Blowed Out podcast is be good to everybody. It's not. It doesn't cost you anything. It's
No.
free.
I also
And you know
think
what?
that anyone
say
who has listened
say
this far
something nice to
realizes
somebody.
that, again, by listening this far,
Yeah.
you've realized that
As
you guys are great people. Now we're friends and fam, and it's a good thing. And it's not just a sham, or a fly by night.
yeah.
kind of
Well,
thing.
and here's the thing.
So
This
we know a lot of people.
Yeah, this nonprofit, we're in 12 countries. We're Canada and Italy and
Yeah.
a number of others. Here's the thing.
Senegal.
Senegal.
that's
Somehow.
amazing. That's
Yeah.
so cool.
This
Yeah.
is a this is a nonprofit that isn't just for those birth mothers that are within the United States. This is across the planet.
Absolutely.
Because this is not just a thing here. This is everywhere. This is every country, everywhere, every state, country, it's across the globe that this is a thing, and so
Absolutely.
everybody struggles with it. Every birth mother is going to struggle with this. So please, if you're listening out there, hit them up. You know what? I would imagine that on your website you have some way of taking some sort of donation.
Any type of donation, really. I mean, it costs us quite a bit of money just to feed these women. I mean, it's about $50 a plate,
All right.
and they're paying $35, and they're walking out with
And-
handfuls.
Yeah.
And the sad part is some of these women have never experienced what a 3-course meal is. I mean, you think
Yeah.
about, you go to Applebee's, you get your salad, your super salad, you get a main dish, and then you get the dessert.
Yeah.
But it's just under the ambiance of just, and we even have a live music. We have a gal that comes in, and if you guys never heard a harpist just in a room playing amazing music, the tone, a harpist,
Yeah.
Right. I didn't want to say it.
not herpes, a harpist. She does.
I mean,
She does.
I play a
amazing.
wicked skin flute, but I've
I'm
never
pretty
heard
sure,
harpist.
but that's not
Yeah.
going to be accepted.
Nobody in that room's going to be
No
playing
one's
a
going to
skin
want to
flute.
know to know.
I am.
That you're not going to be in that room.
That's
And it's
also why
just-
she said I can't go.
It's so fun to, like I said, it's just fun to see the mentality that comes in and the faces as they go out and the
Yeah.
joy, and then just knowing they're not alone in the community.
Right.
And it doesn't, people don't realize that it takes a lot financially to just find all of this work just to get the event going. And I know you guys know this,
Yeah.
but that's
Oh,
just the everyday process of
Well, that's
just
what I say. Yeah,
running a nonprofit
Yeah.
and getting the word out.
Yeah.
And people don't realize
And
how hard that
Well,
is.
yeah. And I would
Maddie
assume
and-
you'll be
Maddie
grateful
and I
for
have-
I am.
every dollar, every penny, everything that gets sent, because that forwards your cause
Of course.
and improves things for these birth mothers.
My first donation when I first started this was a mom of 6, and she saw me on the side of the road. She knew I was doing it, and she waved me down, and she's like, I don't have much, but she says, this is all I've got, and handed me $3, and I cried.
Yeah,
$3.
That's fair.
And I loved that she cared enough, and I know she has 6 mouths to feed. I don't think people realize, you're acknowledging
Of course.
something amazing, and so
Maddie.
I love that.
And
so,
Linnea takes nothing out of this.
yeah,
Absolutely nothing, and has never taken anything out of it. It all
Fantastic.
goes to the birth mother.
So it's a better nonprofit than IHC.
Barely.
Maddie
Very
and I
much.
have done this.
Or the NFL or the NBA or the government or let's just be honest.
literally,
Yeah,
literally.
yeah, no
Maddie
insider
and I have
trading
done
within
this
this.
for
Really.
years.
I keep telling
against
myself,
his will. Well,
I
not
keep telling my
against his
husband,
will,
I
but
think I'm going to retire this year, and it always ends up going in the next year.
it's
But
so
it's
much.
just,
Like
we
I
all
said,
we all say that.
We've
I
done
know,
it.
right,
We-
say that,
right.
We've been doing it for 20 years.
God knows how long. I'm choosing not to.
No,
Think about it.
I mean, our not 501c, but basically, everything's shot.
Oh, we are totally a 501c3 without the paperwork.
Right.
Do you know how many mother truckers come into this place that we give money to that just
I know.
disappear?
I mean, we've been doing it for a long damn time.
You're not a
And
nonprofit. but,
he's
like,
never happy about it,
didn't
and
want to
I
be a
tell him,
nonprofit.
well,
Yeah, I didn't want to be a
That's what we're doing.
nonprofit. I
And
was
he goes,
forced to be.
right, right.
That's it.
and he's always in, but he's never the one to bring it up. I'm always the one to pony us up, but we've done a lot of shit for a lot of years, so I absolutely know
a lot of
how
work.
well
a lot of work.
Yeah.
all
all
three
good.
of us even
You always want to be
absolutely know how
We've always been a
exhausting and holy shit, just nonstop for a year.
Well,
before the
we're-
date. We
not
know
the
we know firsthand. And
Not
that's why
the-
we're willing to help anything we can do for you.
yeah. We're not
Because
the
we know it's a shit show and it sucks.
Yeah,
yeah. It's definitely not the same premise or anything else.
No,
but
no.
We're
Just
working
the
with
fact of
X12
doing it.
right now, and that's because we enjoy power sports,
right,
You know,
right.
so we have put an immense amount of time and money into this motorcycle hill climb because we enjoy it and we're happy to do it. So we do the same thing for people
Right.
like you as best we can. You know, any money that we can throw at you, any time that we can throw at you. You know, if you came to me and said, "Hey, I'm having this event and we would like to have something, you know, would you be willing to donate something for, say, some sort of silent auction or raffle or something?" We're going to do it.
I appreciate it.
We do it with a number of other things.
Yeah.
You know,
I think getting the
here.
word out is crucial.
Absolutely.
So all these women can at any time what they're at,
Absolutely.
they feel they're welcome. So
once again,
appreciate it. You guys are awesome.
You sell
Thank
it.
you.
once again,
Thanks for inviting me.
www.
lifeafterplacement.org.
Look at you
Look
getting
at that. I'm
it.
getting it.
Ooh,
I'm getting it.
he's got it
It only
down.
took me about 27 episodes of this
Also
show
won't
to
be
know.
the first time he doesn't listen.
But and here's the thing: anybody that's got any information, if you don't go there, you know, hit us up at bloatoutpodcast@gmail.com.
yeah, because Bob
we
just
will
flipped me off
send you.
and said, "Fuck you, I'm out of here. I'm done with this shit."
I'm bricked
So,
up.
yeah,
I got to take this home
Yeah,
and
we're
get something
sewing
done.
this up, and the Bluetooth's gonna wear off soon. So
Yeah,
yeah, so
yeah.
but yeah,
But
Well,
if you
thanks,
can't,
guys.
hit us up.
if you
any
don't go
questions
there,
you
hit us
have.
up. We'll
and-
forward anything.
Yes. Thanks everybody for
Absolutely.
listening.
Thank you.
And let's do this again.
Most definitely.
Absolutely.
All right.
And
Have
I
a
got the
good
hiccups,
night.
so it's time to go.
It's
Yeah,
time
no
to go.
shit.
Have a good night.
But yeah,
Everybody.
lifeafterplacement.org.
Yeah.
They have an event coming in May.
Yep.
hit them up if you are a birth mother. You know, if you
Period.
if you just want to support the cause, do it. Go there. They can take donations, and I know they would love to have it. So please do it.
Yeah.
Everybody be
Or
good to
hit us
everybody.
up at
Be nice.
Podcast
Say something good.
gmail.com.
Yep.
Everybody love everybody.
Yep.
Be good.
Yep. Love y'all.
We'll
See
talk
you.
to you soon. Cheers.